grungs. It's so these savage, cruel, like capitalistic, like top hat having grung bastards.
Did you just introduce Mr. Peanut?
They're Mr. Peanut frogs, is what they are. I love them. I'm gonna run one of. We can't talk about Feign dying because Fain's never gonna die. But the next time I get a chance to run a character, it's gonna be a grung.
And he'll talk like this all the time.
Oh boy.
Hey, I will tell you right now, I'm gonna veto any grung you decide to throw at me because of that
You
voice.
can't do that. You can't do that because it's not the rules, Matt.
I'll just do Kermit the Frog the whole time, but I won't tell you until we're live on stream.
Yep.
Oh, I love you, Kermit.
Man, guys, it's so weird. God just smote this random frog out of nowhere.
Never reveal your accents in 0 sessions. Or when talking to the DM. Just bring it out, episode 1.
The worst of the two is when I did my accent for my druid in Aiden's game in my 0 session, and I could see the fear on his face as he realized that like he now had to have a similar voice because they were lizards, and both of us like trying to like eyeball each other and just like being very angry as both of our throats slowly just disintegrate into absolutely nothing. And, like halfway through the session, I had to be like, "Dude, I gotta tone this down." And he's like, "Thank God."
Yeah, I remember in our 0 session because I had fellow lizard folk alongside you, and it was just you and me grunting at each other for like 2 hours.
Isn't that like the normal
2
thing?
hours, Jesus! How long are your 0 sessions?
Well, Zach and Lissa's was together, and I think it went like 3 hours total, but hers went
Holy
pretty
fuck.
quick because she's badass. I ran like full on, like my brother. I ran a 4-hour session for.
That is fucking nuts. My 0 sessions are like 30 minutes tops.
Yeah, for my first game, I think
A lot of my players had to travel distance.
That's
so
fair.
I didn't just like hand wave. You make it there.
Yeah.
I was like, how can I make it interesting along the way and at least have 1 or 2 combats so they can learn the mechanics?
That's fair. That's fair. I like to expedite it just because mine's more cinematic feel. Like an introduction for your character, basically.
Mine, I think, were like an hour and a half piece for my game.
I also don't put combats in 0 sessions.
Yeah, they're not getting a 0 session in my world. They already had theirs. It was us talking.
I might as well bring us live because we're just sitting here talking. So.
That's what we always do, Matt.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna run upstairs and top off my beer, but I really don't need it. So.
You started that sentence with top off, and I got excited.
We're saving that for the hot tub stream.
Oh God.
Yeah,
I have the means to make that happen, although it wouldn't be a hot tub, it would be a pool.
I don't want to do that.
I want a hot tub.
My brother has a floating beer pong table for the pool, and we could literally sit around and play D&D in the pool.
Can you imagine being in a pool for 4 hours and like all your fingers and everything else are just like
Raisin.
wilting away? Yeah, you're like,
Have you
just
never
forced.
been to the beach and just sat in the ocean all day?
No, I haven't.
You've never been? Oh my God!
Can we get at least one player death tonight? Oh my God.
I despise the beach, to be honest.
The last time I was in St. Croix,
I love the
I
beach.
spent like 12 hours straight in the water, like swimming, and I realized at the end of the day I just hadn't left the water for anything all day. And I got inside and my feet had like turned inside out from saltwater consumption.
Hey,
Peed in a fish's face?
Hex, it's a no sleeves count tonight.
Let's go!
Hey Sue, what's going on,
Roll
man?
'em up,
Good evening.
boys.
Roll them up. Roll them up.
I'm not
Take
joining
'em
this
off.
club.
Roll 'em up.
Look at those delts.
All right.
It's a delt session.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Friday Night Dice. My name's Matt. Welcome to our Wednesday night campaign, The Castaways. How you guys all doing
Okay.
tonight?
It's been a long day, but I'm ready.
If you guys notice, we are down one Zamira tonight, unfortunately. She is still recovering from surgery, so we wish her the best of luck in her recovery, and we do not want her playing tonight because we don't want her being uncomfortable.
She's recovering well. She's both mad and happy and all of the emotions and comfortably numb, hopefully.
She needs her
Comfortably
beauty
numb.
sleep.
Yeah,
Well,
for sure.
we
But
hope...
she's watching, so she will judge.
Oh
So-
shit. Well, she's gonna watch her character die.
I seriously, do you know how shitty I'd feel I'm not gonna pull
That's the character death today.
I'm not gonna pull punches, but that would feel so shitty.
Let's go, baby.
DM doesn't get to decide that. Sleeves up. I don't know about that, Sue. Hugs for Zamira. There we go.
I'm
Hugs from
piloting Zamira, so it's my call.
Yeah.
She runs into the most dangerous territory.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do, Matt?
Oh,
How
God.
long does slow fall work? Well, I jump 10 feet farther than that.
Oh my.
I'm gonna climb slightly higher on this mountain before I jump off. Please.
There's spikes at the bottom of this pit. I could slow fall that, right?
Yeah, listen.
Totally.
It'd be like the pillory, or not the pillory, but like the triangle thing. Like you just slowly fall down onto the spikes. Like, oh no.
Oh no. I could stop it and play her. Echoing staff, flurry of blows, stunning strike.
That's all you need. Also fast as fuck.
Yeah. This is
Oh,
fuck
man.
boy.
She does have a new staff, though. I don't know if she's ever going to use the echoing staff again. I'm sure you guys will find some use for it, but...
I love how she doesn't even have to ask anymore if she can make it to something in combat. She's just like, I go there and punch it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because she has like 70 feet of movement now. Because I made bad decisions when granting you guys those boons.
Hey, Emma, go, since you're watching, go make your character sheet not private, please.
Ooh.
Ouch.
Alrighty, guys, let's get into tonight's session. So, last we gathered, we watched as the Castaways continued, or I shouldn't say continued, awoke abruptly into the night to the screams of Fain and Akare as he was serrated by a massive chainsaw arm of this mechanical golem walking throughout the ruins of High Pass. As it yanked him throughout the streets and smashed him into the ground with his shield, Fain looking on from afar, the party quickly jumped up and ran to his aid. As they came to find out, this golem was able to emanate a field around him that seemed to warp and manipulate the gravity around him, making it slower for times for you guys to try and move through. Eventually, with the quick thinking of Kothar and his new blade, the Arcane Devourer, plunging it into the arcane focus into the center of this golem and devouring its slowing field, you guys were able to defeat and destroy the golem that guarded the streets of High Pass. As you guys continued your journey, investigating a small infirmary, passing by a broken down sept or chapel of sorts, as Akare looked on, a bell, rusted old bronze bell in the top of the tower, seemed to ring out, a single ring that echoed throughout the surrounding area. None of the rest of you heard this. Ignoring it for whatever it may be, you guys continued on, pressing forward into the varying sizes of elevation in the landscape to this massive tower in the center made of steel and glass and stone. As you guys ascended the tower, passing by these fairly easy to figure out mechanisms, random levers and buttons and various things that seem to open random doors and activate these weird elevators that seem to move on their own with no mechanisms and no help of any outside force. You guys entered into a laboratory of sorts where a switch seemed to affect the gravity, and you guys floated up to the ceiling and continued on the ceiling of this tower into the next room, where you were met with what appeared to be a massive dragon chessboard. After frustratingly getting blasted off the board, figuring out this was not a game of dragon's chess, you guys pressed on through and entered into the helm of the ship. After passing through what appeared to be an old living area, a abode of whoever used to live here, Akare, you found yet another page to that fateful diary you've been reading. This one more crumpled up and kind of thrown to the side. But as you guys ascended into the helm of the ship, finding this massive room kind of surrounded by these glass panels that had all since shattered, just kind of overlooking the city with the breeze kind of coming in over, you guys found a massive mechanical dials and gizmos and gadgets all in front of you, these gears and levers and various buttons that seemingly you couldn't figure out what they did, but you did find a standard operating procedure of how the massive floating city of Elzora once worked. It spoke of a place called the Singularity Engine that seemed to help pinpoint the geographical locations throughout the planes and would be the main means of transportation for how this city would teleport throughout the various planes of existence. You gathered up some aether crystals that were shattered that seemed to power this room. And now we find you guys still standing in this room, trying to decide your next move. What would you like to do?
So we've... sorry, my memory is fuzzy from a week ago, and the recap was wonderful, though. We've already searched this, right? Like, we've...
You guys didn't really search this room. I described the room, and you guys picked up the crystals and various things, but no one actually, like, physically, like, went and searched the room. Feign kind of flew up, got a picture of the room, and then told everybody to come on up after I described it.
We're at the do we press the button stage of this exploration. There's a big red button, correct?
No, that was in a previous room. That was the
Oh,
room
right,
that
right,
destabilized the area around it
Gravity.
that made you guys float.
Mm.
This
I'll elbow Zamira and be like, "You want to check out the room?"
Yes, I will. I will.
Go ahead and make an investigation check. Either both of you roll or one of you at advantage.
I will help.
You're rolling at advantage, bastard.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think I have minus one of these. No, I have plus one. 18.
18. Looking throughout the room, you find... Just after searching for a little bit, you find like all the various missing pieces and what appears to be an old notebook that all this standard operating procedure used to go into. So you kind of gather those all together and put it together. They might not be in order until you take some time to really look at all of it, but you get the gist that you have most of it.
Okay.
The room is filled with broken glass and various pieces of metal and wire and various exposed areas that were damaged in the landing. But you do come across another one of those glass panels with a grid on it on one of the walls that if you weren't really looking, you probably would have missed it.
I'll just trace my index finger across the top of it. See if it... What was so funny about...
Emma.
Oh, yeah. Well, had to do it to her.
Sorry.
Should be in sassy from one remote.
You kind of like run your hand across the top, or your finger, sorry. Nothing happens.
I just put my palm on it.
As you do, a small green light begins to scan your hand, and then a almost metallic robotic voice echoes throughout the room. Biometrics recognized. Welcome, Anokai Duranast. Entry granted, and then you watch as the wall begins to slowly pull apart as the seams of a door begin to appear. And as they pull apart, they reveal a very dark room. And without your goggles and your dark vision, you are not able to see into it. But as you're peering, one by one, sets of lights begin to appear, revealing a small hallway. And at the end of the hallway, there's a small circular platform that's kind of floating out in the blackness. And in the center of that platform, you can see there is a stone statue.
I'll walk down the hallway, get a little closer.
You walk
It's the
about
statue of
20 feet down the hallway, and as you do, there are moments like every time you take a step where your memory and your vision flashes. And instead of walking down that hallway, you're like walking through rolling fields and plains, a bright sky of beautiful world kind of floating around you, and you can see the blurred out face of an elven woman. And every time you take a step closer, kind of drifting in between the two realities, the details become ever more present until you can finally see the face of your creator standing before you.
Astoria?
Roll D100 for me, please.
It's looking pretty good. 80. Where'd my other D10 go? Come on, D10. You're making me nervous. 86.
There's a short whisper of an elven woman's voice that echoes throughout the back of your mind. And okay? And for a moment, as you're staring into the eyes of this statue, you almost think you see a tear roll down the face.
So the statue's on a platform that's disconnected from the hallway?
It's connected to the hallway. It's just kind of like, you get the sense just like looking around, the rest of around you just kind of descends into blackness without having any dark vision.
I will walk up to the statue and just kind of place my hand on the bottom pedestal of it. And just look up. How tall is this statue compared to me?
She appears to be about 5'10".
Okay, so same size, never mind. I'll just place my hand over where the heart would be.
As you do, there is like a shock of static electricity. Like, you almost felt a heartbeat, but then it's gone.
How lifelike is this statue?
Extremely
the others?
lifelike,
Yeah.
much like the others. And as you're looking at it, you can remember throughout your diary that the person who wrote this diary that you've come to know now as Turgeon, he made mention of this woman being frozen in stone and falling prey to the Gazing King.
Turduck and Butt Stuff was the guy, if you didn't remember.
Don't even start.
Well, I suppose that answers that as I turn back to everyone else.
Who is this, Yokari? And what was the name that the voice called you?
This was my creator. Although I don't remember what the face looks like, but it seems too familiar. And it was Anokai. It was as I kind of like hold the diary that's affixed to my belt. I'll just say Anokai was the son that I was created to replace.
Anukai. And this statue is your creator.
It's like the others. I told you about the creature that attacked my tribe. People turned to stone like this. So I'll gesture to the statue.
And who, you mentioned a serpent or a dragon that came from the sky?
Yeah, I don't really know what it was. It was a mixture of everything. There was multiple eyes. It did have a serpent-like body, but it also had arms. I don't know. Sometimes when I'm keeping watch, I try to dive back into memories and I see it, but not here, not above the city, just out in emptiness and blackness.
Can we fix her? Turn her back into who she was?
Well, that's what I hopped aboard the Onyx Whisperer looking for, was some of the some of the Viore and my tribe spoke about a place called Tygarth, some sort of a place of learning. That's where I was hoping to go after the island, which was supposed to be just a short stop, but... So I don't know. I've been looking for that answer since before coming here. But it's the same answer that I need.
We should definitely do something about this.
DM, would I have an idea of what Tygarth is and or how far it might be from where we're gonna?
Yeah,
From, like,
easy
where-
enough. You're from the Zartalos Empire, and Tygarth Academy is a well-known school for those that practice the arcane, as well as a place of study for anybody interested in like ancient history or any sort of like archaeologists or researchers. There are basically Tygarth Academy sits directly between Baldwin Port and can't I think of the name now? Too many names. Port Midpar. And it kind of sits up, built into the mountainside.
Well, I have. It's not a far journey from wherever we may make port on the back end. Once we get out of here, I imagine we can make a pit stop there for at least a little while. We're gonna have some time, some coin.
But you don't know if I will record the conversation. You don't know if you will find answers there, but that's where you're hoping to look.
Yeah, that's just what the people in my tribe who were known to known things. They spoke about it, but they didn't send me. There was no one left. It was the only place I knew that held answers. Maybe.
And did you I can't recall. Did you discuss this with Fralia?
I didn't. I don't think I did, DM.
What's the question one more time?
I didn't discuss people being petrified in stone with Gam Gam.
No, you did not.
Yeah.
I know there are myths about people turned to stone. They're not beyond help from a powerful healer, from what I know. I mean, it's not something I'm intimately experienced with, but maybe Fralia has dealt with it in the past.
I'll just look over. Kidai, you have any ideas?
I knock on the statue. Is it like, does it seem like a shell?
It's hard to tell. It definitely looks, feels, and sounds like a statue, but there are features about it that you guys have come to kind of notice that they're almost lifelike. Like the expressions on the faces of the statue are they're too good. Like someone couldn't chisel something so detailed.
I would certainly say that out of everyone I've ever met, Freya seems most qualified to handle something like this, or even to know something about it.
I mean, if they are mutable and possible to restore in some way, I feel like a healer of some repute would be the best person to start with. But there are hundreds of people that's even the greatest of healer would take a long time, I feel, to deal with that. Perhaps there is a broader solution, but maybe somewhere to start.
DM question.
Mm-hmm.
This woman frozen in stone. I understand that she's an elf, and we haven't really talked about elves' age in your world, but can I, seeing as how they're my favored enemy, humanoids, especially elves, do I get a sense of how old she is?
Roll an intelligence check for me.
I'm real good at
And
those.
I'll give you advantage because they're your favorite enemy.
15.
With advantage?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Elves are inherently hard to tell how old they are just by looking at them. There's no like defining feature, at least in a statue, that tells you how old someone might be. If you had to guess, though, that this elf, at least 1,000 years, if not older.
Okay.
DM, would I have heard of any like creatures from the sea that would have any kind of properties that might turn someone to stone, or like, if so, like any tales of how to cure it?
Out of the sea? Unfortunately, no.
Okay. Follow-up question: does it look like the statue could fit in the bag of holding?
uh, what's the size something can hold in the bag of holding again?
Hold on. 2 feet in diameter at the mouth and 4 feet deep.
Unfortunately, with her being 5'10", will not fit.
You think we just like a little off the top?
I don't think we do that.
I'm kidding.
Maybe the bottom is preferable, I think.
You don't need kneecaps, right?
They're not entirely necessary. Not as much as the top. Unless, it's more for decorative purposes, and then you could maybe build new feet.
Hold on.
Kita, I know exactly what you're thinking.
I have an idea.
I'm here for it.
Is it stone?
Oh no. Oh no.
As far as you can tell, it's stone.
Did I make her shorter? Like,
How?
whole thing.
How?
Just stone shape.
You can always try, but I will let you know that
You don't have like
Kidai
reduce
is quite
instead?
literally the smartest person in
Oh,
this
I
group.
do have reduce. I do have reduce. That's also
Kidai
possible.
is the smartest person in this group, and it is easy enough for you to discern that if these are somehow people, you don't know how shaped stone will affect them if you
Is
try to
there a less
restore them.
important person somewhere? Somebody that doesn't matter as much.
Whoa.
That's a joke.
It was a
Human
joke.
experimentation.
I do have reduce. Would that help since it's
For like the minute it lasts.
but would it be a minute that we can stuff her into?
As
The
soon as
bag
she
of holding.
expands, she's gonna bust out.
No. Why?
But she's
That's
too
how the
big.
bag of holding works. It'll break our bag of holding.
Oh, I thought once you were in there it was unlimited space. Darn. I tried.
That was a great thought, and it's the kind of chaos this group needs.
Thank you.
It's a good idea.
That's what I bring to the group.
That's, you know what? Body modification done easy. Petrify somebody, stone shape them. Change them back.
Look, we
Boy.
could open up a shop.
Oh my god.
I'm saying. It'd be the sketchiest shop.
Like boob jobs.
You
Quite
can do
literally.
any kind of cosmetic surgery you want to do.
Come to our shop.
Guys, we got a
maybe
business
die
venture.
and live forever in stone, but maybe go home with bigger tits.
I feel like this would be
Some people would take that risk.
I feel like that would just end up like the scene from Iron Man 2 where the metal exoskeleton like cracks the dude in half when they're doing an experiment.
They have to sign a waiver for that. It's fine.
Oh, jeez.
I
So-
can't fantasy sue us.
I will make my way down the hallway to get back out of here.
Make your way.
We'll just kill him.
Bye. She's locked in a biometric safe. It'll be fine.
Yes.
Are we just kind of leaving your friend then?
I don't know. We have no means to move her.
Well,
And I can't
it'd be fun.
Enlarge the bag.
Big bag.
I'm really trying to make this work.
Out of game, you're about 2 levels away from having at least a potential solution.
No, I know. Just trying to wacky my way through it.
I mean, Akari, are you okay with that? Leaving her here?
Hold on. Ikari, do you mind if I try something? I have an idea.
Oh god.
By all means.
I am so sorry for interrupting you, Hex. I have the wackiest idea, and we need chaos. Can I take the Arcane Devourer, and I wanna like tap it against the statue and cast Dispel Magic?
Okay.
I'm assuming I need to roll.
I mean, yes, you need to roll, but so the way the Arcane Devourer works is it allows you to add your strength mod because it's part of your attack. You're not really attacking, you're tapping. So it's just going to be a straight roll.
Would you like me to do that instead? I can do that without the tap.
Oh, do you have the ability to dispel? I think that would probably work much better.
I think, yeah, but I commend you for the idea. I was trying to work around the solution you were going through. So, okay. Yeah, I will cast Dispel Magic.
Go ahead and roll, please.
What?
Spellcasting modifier.
Yeah, roll and add your wisdom mod.
Do you want a picture? It's a natural 20.
What's the total?
I'm sorry. I'm like...
Ba-ba-da-ba.
I'm a little shooketh. Wisdom modifier, you said?
Mm-hmm.
25.
You cast your spell and begin to unravel the stonework of this statue, but as you do, you can see the skin tone as the stone begins to crumble away around this woman's face. And in an instant, as she's gasping for air and your spell begins to end, as it appears as if the stone is beginning to turn back into a woman, you watch as the stone from the bottom begins to grow back and recover over her face.
Can I try to hold it like long enough for her to like talk or breathe or...
It seems like whatever curse is holding this person suspended in stone is going to take something a little more stronger than a simple dispel magic.
Ooh, Dispel
It can
Magic.
hold off the curse for a short amount of time, but then as soon as the dispel fades, the curse overtakes again.
Horrifying, by the way.
So there's like a short second where this woman is like gasping for air, and then the stone just regrows over her face, forming a new expression across it.
Ooh. I'm sorry,
We could use that
Akare.
we could create some very interesting situations if we play too much with this.
You try again.
I've started walking down the hallway.
I'll go to Kidai and pat her on the shoulder and say, "It was a good try."
We had a bigger bag.
If we had a bigger bag. Akari, this place seems to hold memory for you. We came to investigate and see if we could find things for you. Are you satisfied?
No, I'm not. I thought I'd find answers. And I'm
So-
assuming because you're talking to me that you are outside of the hallway with me and everybody else.
Yeah. we
And I'll
want
place my hand on the glass panel and seal the door.
The door, it's a bit rusted and hasn't moved in years, so it's like...
She will be safe, and we will come back.
We'll see.
I should mention that when you activated the panel, one of those white aether crystals, the ones that are kind of like suspended floating in the glass behind the central station, began to glow for a short second. You get the sense that that canister itself, whatever it is, powers this room.
Can I access that canister?
Yeah, I mean, it's just glass.
Take it with me.
Okay. It is, yay big. It's 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 about the size of your backpack.
Throw it in the bag.
There you go.
How do I write that down?
A white Aether battery.
Kothar struggles to write the word battery.
I struggled to write the word battery.
I almost just said one of the T's was backwards, and now I feel stupid.
Every T is backwards if you think about it.
If you think about it, some of them could be. It's a secret
does it
we'll never
start?
know.
Where does it end?
As you're
Did
kind
I
of
even
like
exist?
standing there after sealing the door and placing the canister inside the bag of holding, and a strong breeze kind of like overtakes this room, and you're kind of like looking out over the city as like the dust just kind of rolls through the streets below. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Did you say me or Kidai?
You and Fein, because you guys were looking over like right outside the door where you guys are kind of sitting on the edge there.
Natural 20, 25.
Jesus Christ.
15.
Okay, well, it was a 20. But as you guys are kind of like looking out over the city, there are sounds similar to that of the mechanical footsteps that you heard from the golem that attacked you from the nights prior on the northeast side of town. And as you
I'll
kind of
point it out
like,
to Fain.
as you guys are kind of like looking out over the city after hearing it, you can see just like the remnants of the top of one of them like moving between the rubble. Just not really searching for anything, but as you kind of like watch them for a short second, they just look to be patrolling the streets. Like every time they stop, without any notice or reaction, they just turn and begin to walk down another street. Stop, turn, begin to walk down another street. Almost like they're following some sort of predetermined path that they're told to follow.
I mean, shit. I'll take an hour and try to memorize their path.
Okay. I'll give you a survival check. And I should mention there are 2 of them.
17.
For the most
She's
part,
cool.
you think is you watch them. If you guys sit there for an hour to watch them, and anyone who's doing this can get a short rest if they need it. But I mean, they seem like they always keep to the same path, patrolling the same sectors of the city. One kind of towards the northeast, and a little more towards the kind of like straight east. And I was like, if you were following it like you were kind of around the city. The one where you guys came in was directly towards the north of the tower, kind of down the center of the city.
Mm-hmm. How does that impact our path, per se, that we were planning?
Depends on which way you're looking to go. You guys can, if you get the sense that around, and it looks like you're kind of like looking out over the arc of this city. If there's one in all these different sectors, you get the sense you might have to go south and then cut around towards the outside of the city instead of cutting through the city. Cutting through the city might run you into more golems that you don't know where their sectors are, besides these 2. But that's up for you guys to decide, and you can always try and reconnaissance and see what other ones you can find, if there are more.
Okay. So what I have written down is Crystal Contraption, Bell Tower, Archway Building, Pyramid. And we went to the Central Building, which is none of those.
You did go to... which ones do you have? Sorry?
Crystal Contraption, Bell Tower, Archway Building, Pyramid.
Okay.
The pyramid is apparently very intact.
Correct. That had that massive metal ball on top of it, which is directly behind the building you guys are in. So, like, if the wall of stone wasn't behind you, you'd be able to look out back towards it.
Then I would say Pyramid next. It's right there.
And just before the pyramid, like off to, like if you guys are looking at the pyramid off to its left, maybe a few hundred feet, is where that crystal contraption that was kind of laying on its side is.
Oh, so we're in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Let's get rolling.
We're eating good.
When you're here, your family.
We have
Oh,
meat.
God.
We just
Our-
quoted like 4 slogans.
Hooters, we got titties here.
Oh
I
god.
don't know.
Okay.
Anything. Help.
Not sponsored, but we do.
Sponsor us, Hooters.
So are you guys descending the tower then?
Yeah, if there's
Yeah.
nothing else interesting in here.
Play backwards chess.
God.
As you guys descend the tower, exiting through the abode where you get the sense that the person who created this tower, where Turgeon and his family used to live, and exiting back through the dragon chest room, back through his laboratory, pressing the opposite red button, and you guys float once again down to the other side. And as you guys hit the ground, you can feel the gravity begin to reset. You guys take the elevator back down to the main level and exit out of the large tower, the central tower of this city. You can see off in the distance the bell tower just maybe a half mile up the road from where you guys had came, and then circling back around, following the main path that kind of runs through this city, leads around to the various other buildings that you saw off in the distance.
So are we going to explore the big crystal first, or are we feeling kind of like a pyramid?
I guess if it's falling over, there might not be a whole lot. Let's check out the crystal contraption first, and then...
Maybe it's an extra large battery, you know?
What a casino.
Ooh.
Elves don't like to gamble, probably.
That was both very assured and very hesitant at the same time.
It's not a long-term investment.
They don't gamble, probably.
Jeez.
I mean, what else is there to do with your thousands of years if not, like, make money and waste it, and then make more money, and then probably waste it?
Do you even need money at that point? I mean, you don't have to buy your health, really.
They do wear really expensive looking clothes.
Yeah, but you could just take 6 or 7 years to learn how to make really expensive clothes and just make them. Maybe that's part of growing up for the elves.
I've heard from a extremely reliable source that they are very gifted in lots of things. Probably.
I probably believe you. All
We
right.
should probably get going.
Yeah, those your cousins are out there.
I
We
figured
want
you were
to avoid
walking
those
and
if you
talking.
can.
Probably.
There you go, Akari. So you even got your own joke wrong. It's very assured statement. Then probably. Not probably we should do
Learning.
something.
He's learning.
Somebody
We
roll a
are
d20
going-
for me.
I haven't done one in a while. Can I do this one?
Yep.
6.
We get a lot of 6s, bitch.
Where did the bitch come from?
I don't know.
Why did you do that?
Oh, that's Kothar's running joke. A remark about fact, and then bitch.
Probably, bitch.
Oh, God.
Probably.
I was gonna say, like, you fucking bitch, probably.
We're so off the rails already.
Jesus
Bitch, you're
Christ.
probably a virgin. Get out of here.
Ooh.
Probably.
So, as you guys continue through the varying broken cobblestone roads and climbing over the various pillars and metal contraptions that lay strewn throughout the city streets, climbing through the piles of rubble, you guys can see in the distance a large, almost crater-like area. But as you're looking off from the distance, there's something weird about this area. It's this massive crystal contraption that you guys kind of saw, or Akari saw and described to you guys from his vantage point, sits in its own small crater, maybe roughly 150 feet big. Not very deep, like it impacted itself there, but almost like it's been sinking over the years, and everything around it, there's no stone. Like it's been pulverized into sand. And as you're looking, as you guys begin to draw closer and closer, maybe just 20 feet from the edge, and you guys kind of like climb up to the edge, and you peer over into this shallow little crater of sorts. You can see the sand has been like kicked up, and there are various rocks just suspended in the air, pieces of rubble just floating.
This is unique, I suppose.
Is there any like near and around me?
Maybe about 25, 30 feet from you, there's one that's just kind of like floating in the air.
Oh, like big chunks, not like.
Oh,
little.
yeah, we're talking, like a massive boulder. Like a section of a building that's just suspended floating in the air.
I was gonna say if I like really hard will one move, but that's not gonna work.
Can I fly up to one of them?
As you enter into this circle and you begin to fly through it, you can feel the air around you, the density begin to shift and change and feel lighter. And you do glide through the air. It's just like there's nothing pushing you back down.
That's going to be so weird for someone with wings to deal with anti-gravity. Like a flying creature? It's going to be interesting.
So you'd like...
I will...
Go ahead.
I want to fly to one of the boulders and just sort of like push on it.
As you fly over to it, and you just like kind of like perch yourself on it, and it twists and turns ever so slightly in the air, but then just slowly begins to move as you push on it.
I want to try... Is there anything... I'd like to kick off of it and see if I can't create some sort of weight, like pressure against it. See if I can't send it a good couple feet.
Go ahead and make a strength check for me.
Those 12.
As you kick off it moves roughly about 5 feet and then just kind of like spins ever so slightly in the air. You put a little bit of a spin on it and it's just kind of like slowly moving.
So DM, are we talking more of like a low gravity but high air resistance type situation? Or should I say zero gravity but high air resistance type situation?
Kind of, yes. It's not zero gravity, it's just very light gravity. Think like while you're moving, it's more like a moonwalk.
Right, but even a floating object, if sent in a direction, eventually stops.
Correct. There is still like it's not the whole area has when the wind comes flowing through the area, it doesn't just stop when it hits this area, but there's something that's warping this area. So outward effects still like there's still tension in the air. If that makes sense.
Can I try to run and jump to one of the rocks?
Yeah. You just like run over, you see a section of a building that's just kind of like floating in the air, and you run and you take a leap and you kind of land on it. And it again, as your momentum slams into it, it too, like Fain's, begins to slowly kind of shift and move through the air.
Do I get the sense that I can like jump further or like...
You definitely get the
like
sense
moon
that you
jumping.
could definitely jump further.
Gotcha.
I'll just look over at Kidai and Zamira and be like, are you ready?
Going
So
up.
Well, only way forward is through.
Can
What
I
kind
reach
of-
one of them? Question mark?
yeah, I mean there's some that are like kind of floating just barely off the ground. Kothar is more like like 20 feet in the air, but just because he can jump stupid high in this area.
I will do my best.
You go ahead and you jump up to another small, like 5-foot size boulder and just kind of are hanging on to it. And it again is just kind of like with your weight kind of slowly moving through the air, but just kind of floating suspended in that same space.
DM, I feel like we've discussed this before. I'm gonna try to jump to a rock. Does this feel strangely familiar?
It does.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll kind of, I mean, not that Zamir or Kidai really need my help, but I'll give them pointers as it's all strangely coming back to me.
As you guys are kind of like entering into this area, my music did start playing. It's just very quiet. There's an instance where you're kind of looking at that massive crystal that's kind of laying on its side, buried halfway into this crater, and the area around you that just looks like pulverized rock and sand. And you can see the various sigils on it are beginning to light up.
Oh.
Kothar will stop playing hopscotch.
As you guys are sitting there, there is like a short second where the air around you goes still for a minute, and then a massive wave emanates out, and you can see the sand and the stone begin to kick up as this wave of gravitational force emanates from this central pylon. I need all of you to make strength saving throws, please.
No,
16.
I'm probably not going to make that. 16.
20.
14.
Zamira, please.
$17.
Jesus Christ. Kidai, you were the only one that fails. I apologize. So Kidai, you are knocked off of your rock, and you will take...
How far is it?
1 second. You will take 7 points of force damage, but because of the low gravity, instead of like slamming into the ground, you just kind of like are knocked off, float through the air for a second, and then kind of skid across the ground, so you don't take any fall damage.
Okay. I'll take that. That's fine.
And then the boulder falls on you.
And I roll out of the way, please. How fast is my rolling speed, Matt?
The boulder's not falling on you. It's still kind of suspended in the air. The wave of force kind of hit it, and instead of it like sending it flying, it just like sent it spiraling, like it put a gyro spin on it.
I will slowly jump down so I can help Kidai back up to some higher boulders.
Easy enough to do.
I'll just look over at Zamira and be like, race you, and I'll double time it to the pylon.
I mean, she still beats you.
Yeah, I know.
She like stops to jump between a few of the various floating rocks throughout the sky and just like is running backwards while staring at you.
So she's like, I thought this was familiar to you. And she's just fucking way ahead of me.
Yeah.
Asshole.
I'll just look over at Zamira and be like, race you.
That's what she does.
Yep.
So you guys make your way back over or to
Make
the
it away.
central pylon,
Jump it
and
away.
you're kind of like looking at it, and as you're looking at it, it is a massive piece of what you've come to know as Loxolite, a special piece of metal that was, as far as you know, invented by Turgeon, the master engineer behind this floating city.
Yeah. This is one of the transient pylons, isn't it?
One could assume.
Hmm.
Do I get the... This is the only one we've seen, correct?
This is the only one that you've seen. And you do remember that when it was listed in Akare's book that there were 12 of them throughout the city.
Akari, would we need to construct more of these to get the city flying?
You're talking about that like we're accomplished builders. But yeah, probably.
I mean, I hate to be that guy, but what would be the point of making a dead city fly?
It was a... I don't know.
Sorry, that sounded rude. I was just curious. I mean,
No, there isn't one. Not that
That's
I can
fair.
really think of.
Is there anything beyond this giant piece of Loxolite that definitely can't be carried that's like surrounding it? Panels, stuff like that?
Make an investigation check for me.
I'll elbow Zamira to help me.
I bet you will.
she's giving you advantage.
Yeah, and I didn't make good use of it. 10.
Looking it over, you get the sense that the transient pylon is, while definitely a masterful feat of technology, it is a arcane technology. There are arcane runes that are inscribed all over it, the ones that you saw kind of light up. And much like the Loxolite hearts, they don't seem to be something that was made by technology, something that's more made through arcane means. There's no panels, no wires, nothing that you can find across this massive pillar that kind of lays ajar. What's your passive perception?
His or everyone's?
Everyone's. Sorry, this would be for everyone.
15.
18.
16.
18 for Zamira, 11 for Feign.
Okay, so Zamira and Kidai, as you guys are kind of like investigating and kind of looking around these ruins at this massive pylon here that kind of like lays ajar in the center of this, we'll call it a sandbox. There is sounds of crunching in the sand that you can hear off in the distance. And as you look up, you can see this spines of red, almost like a shark fin of red scales that are kind of looking over through the rubble, moving towards you.
Oh, I'll jump up to a couple rocks.
If Kidai tells you.
Oh, that's
Oh, well, yeah, of course I would. I would point it out.
I'll fly up to one of the rocks as well.
Is that anything you remember, Akari? Anything, I don't know, potentially friendly?
mid jump. I'll search my memory for sandworms. Any of them exist
As
on a planet
you-
I've been to named Arrakis? You know, little Dune vibes up in here.
No, unfortunately. As Kidai calls out to you,
Spice must
and you
fall.
jump up to this rock, and you can kind of see it on the other side of the rubble, kind of as it's kind of like perched down, slowly moving its way, almost stalking
What
its
is my-
prey, looking over at you. You can see these two massive eyes staring back at you now that it notices that you have seen it. Red spines going down its back, and these blue scales that run down all over it. And then it leaps out at you. And I'd like you all to roll initiative.
Let's go, baby!
What fucking rainbow ass bitch just jumped us?
I don't know, something.
Oh!
I hate the fact that my first roll was cocked.
Fear is the mind killer, baby!
I can't believe none of you picked up on my we have to construct additional pylons joke.
I didn't hear it.
We need more minerals.
You must construct additional pylons.
More gold is needed.
Wood, please.
Ignore the
jeez.
chains on the floating rocks. They are just there to keep them suspended in the air.
It's not a word.
Oh, are me and Kidai not on rocks?
I'm working on it.
Oh, sorry.
Yo, this is straight up Godzilla just came out at us. What the fuck?
Feign is on a fucking Fein's on the big boulder.
This is the pylon.
Oh shit.
I just
okay,
didn't have time
I'm not
to
on the big boulder.
paint it.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Feign is back in Drakenford, chilling.
We'll say Fein's flying right about here. That work?
Perfect. Yeah, that'd be fine.
I mean, if you'd like to be somewhere else, tell me.
Maybe a little closer. You would have seeing this beast. You would have been a little more in the action. Yeah, that's my shit. Also, 5 feet higher.
Is that
Just
me
a
on the rock
twist.
directly in front of it?
What'd you say?
Is that me on the rock directly in front of it?
Yeah, I told you it was pouncing at you.
Oh boy. I'm about to become a fucking little snack. I'm a jawbreaker for that thing.
It's an Emma. It's an Emma.
in
It is an
case you ever decide to polymorph into it, this is called a flesh ripper, Kidai.
Woo-hoo-hoo. That's a
So-
hell of a name.
That sounds pretty sick, not gonna lie.
25 to 20.
23.
Hot damn.
A natural 20 and a 7 are what I rolled.
That's nice. Alrighty. I'm trying to look for his stat block and to see what his bonus to initiative is. And I don't even have it pulled up. All right, 15 to 20. Guess he's going next.
Guys! Even Zamira rolled that low? What the fuck, dog?
My first dice was cocked, which makes me feel like it was a disadvantage.
10 to 15.
13 for Zamira, 12 for Feign. We're going. Zamira goes first because Fein's a gentleman.
Akari, Kidai, what you got?
7.
6.
Oh,
Is that the first time Fain's ever been called a gentleman? And it was you making Zamira call you one?
oh man.
Wow.
So,
That's kind of messed up.
Kothar, you can turn around and you can see this massive blue-scaled dino with a red spine running down his back. This almost like shell of a red skull that kind of comes over and shields over his face, where you can see the blue scales kind of fade into the bloody red scales. You can see it's almost like dried blood stains across its teeth. Whatever this beast is, it is a very skilled hunter, and it is
You look
lunging.
friendly, right?
It is lunging towards Akare. What are you doing?
Well, the good news is that Kotha is also a very skilled hunter. I would like to rage,
I thought you might.
and then I will use that 20 feet of movement, and I want to leap.
Okay, so what is your current jump score?
Long or high jump?
You can't. The rock you're standing on is not really good to be a running long jump, so I guess this would be your high jump
You can do a standing long jump.
or standing
can do
long
it.
jump. You just don't. Let me see.
It's just a long description.
Oh,
10
you can
feet
only
movement.
jump half the distance.
Can leap only half the distance. Yeah.
What was it
So
called, Matt? One more
it'd be
time.
9. I could leap 9 feet.
So essentially 10 feet. So that is
Yeah.
doubled in this area because of the way the gravity is warped. So you can leap 20 feet.
Oh, will that get me to him?
Dude, Zamira's literally gonna be like a fucking missile.
As you jump off from the rock you were perched on back here, you land about 10 feet from him.
Oh. I'm assuming a high jump, like arcing myself, wouldn't be any better.
No, not really.
Because I could high jump 14 feet.
It's going to get you to about the same spot, arcing downward.
Now you can just jump at him again. That was just your 20. Go for the jugular.
No, it's fine. Yeah. I guess I'll just. Yeah, I thought I'd be able to like reach him. I was gonna grab a horn and like swing on him.
I mean,
and one
that's
hand
only
just beat the
20.
shit out
That's
of
only
him.
20 feet of your movement.
No, I know. Yeah. Sorry, I had a cinematic moment in my mind. It's fine.
Okay, sorry.
I will. No, it's not your fault. The mechanics didn't work. I will run up to him and I will pull out both weapons and I will just beat the shit out of him.
The big one.
Reckless. $17 on the first one,
That's going to hit.
and a natural 17 on the second one.
That's still going to hit.
Nine, 16 on the first. Ooh, big damage. 16 on the second.
32 points of damage altogether. Very nice.
I didn't catch it. Did you go reckless or no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, always.
Always. Rip and tear.
Until it is done.
Till it is done.
So you guys watch as Kothar just like immensely lunges off this rock and sends it shooting about 5 feet backwards, just the sheer force of his lunge, and slams into the ground into a dead sprint, runs up on this beast, pulling all... Did you only roll twice? Oh, because you don't get your bonus attack because of your rage. Yep. That brings us to initiative count 20, where you can see the surrounding area has begun to warp, and a sandstorm is kind of blown up from the force of this blast of this rock. And I need everybody to roll dexterity check, please. To look at what my rules.
Check or save?
Or just save, sorry.
Okay.
Oh, I failed.
18.
7.
Ooh.
8.
5.
8s for both Fein and Zamira.
Well,
Three.
okay.
Oh, I'm
so
sorry.
8's for Fein and Zamira.
13 for Zamira, I'm sorry.
13 for Zamira. 7 for Kidai, was that what it was?
It was 8. Sorry.
8. Okay, 8. 5 for Kothar. What'd you have, Akari?
18.
18. Akari, you were the only one that passed, unfortunately. The rest of you are blinded until the start of your next turn.
Ooh.
I just get to see him take a chunk out of me, that's all.
As the sand kind of like kicks up and begins to buff all of you and starts to obscure your vision, and you kind of like get a bit of sand in your eyes, and you just have to instinctually shut them and try to shield your face from being blinded by the raging sandstorm around you. That is going to bring us to the Flesh Render's turn.
What a fucking terrible name.
It is going to take the first of its 3 attacks into you, Akari, as it was already lunging at you. At advantage because you are blinded.
I am not
Oh,
blinded.
no, you are
I
not blinded.
succeeded
You're right. You are
save.
the only one that succeeded. So the first one is going to be his bite attack. Wow, that I can't believe that. 14.
That misses.
I rolled dog shit. Second one with his first of his claws is going to be 19 to hit.
That hits.
And third one is going to be a 29 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
I rolled really good on that one.
I think I'll let that one hit.
Oh, you think so, huh?
Mhm.
The first of the claws is going to be, let's see, 17 points of slashing damage.
Mhm.
The second of the claws is going to be 16 points of slashing damage.
That was hit.
And that is going to... Actually, he is going to...
Burrow.
Mm,
Say it.
No, not yet.
Oh, so he does burrow. Shit.
Eat the Tin Man.
He's going
Yeah,
to
you're thinking of
continue.
bite
He
out,
was
Mr.
already
Roboto.
lunging, so he's going to continue the rate in which he was going. And as he was lunging at you, he's going to continue to kind of like propel himself forward, seeing Kothar kind of run at him. So Kothar, take your attack opportunity. As he jumps over you, Akari, that's when he goes for his slashes and his bite at you.
Oh. His what? Nope. What's he slashing at me?
Big miss.
All right. That is going to bring us to Zamira, your turn.
Matt, could I get some battle map, please?
Oh my god. That's not what
As
Zamira
if she
does.
can't make it.
I will simply decide to exist in this creature's space because that's where I am. I will just run back to Sangara real quick, come back, and I will go around the back of him.
Okay.
This is probably futile, but we're going to try it anyway. That's going to be a big fat fucking miss with a 13.
A 13 barely
14?
misses.
14?
14 hits.
Okay, so yeah, it's a +9, not a +8. Okay, cool. So that's going to be a D8. That's going to be 8 points of damage, stunning strike.
He's a thick boy.
Yeah, I figure
easy.
it's probably futile.
Easy to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Stunning strikes con save, correct? 23 on his con save.
I'm sorry, it blinded. Did that last until the start of my turn or the end?
The start of your turn.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure. 23. Okay, that's fine. I'll make my next attack. That's going to be a hit for 12 points of damage.
All right.
And then is my unarmed strike is 1d6 at level 7. So we'll just... I'm sorry, I'm learning Monk on the fly.
You're good.
Yeah, bonus action smack. Just one smack.
Got
For
it.
a 24 to hit.
Yeah, it hits. This dude is thick. He's easy to hit.
For 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. You got it.
And I'm gonna use my disengage boopy boop that Zamira has somewhere around here from the dragon thing. And I will move back away
Okay.
and disengage.
Got it.
Probably, I'm gonna say 30 feet away.
Back towards your friends or just away?
Away, 30 feet away.
All right. That is going to bring us to Fain's turn. Kidai, you're on deck.
I'm so stupid. I should have left her there. I control these things. All right. starting off with this creature's too big to grapple with, correct?
He is considered huge.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm flying in with the Life Essence Blade, and I'm gonna do. Fuck it. I'm gonna do four smackety smacks. Or
Your,
four.
action surging.
You know what? I'm bonus action Hunter's Mark with the bonus action Hunter's Mark with the stone, so I am concentrating. But yes, I'm gonna do 4 whacks, and I'm gonna throw 4 hit dice into the first strike.
Hot damn.
That's gonna be 18 to hit on the first.
That's gonna hit.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll this damage first. So I'm also gonna put a tripping strike in it, whatever. So that's a D8, a D6, 4D10, and an extra D6 plus 5.
Yep.
That is only 31 points of damage. What a fucking joke.
It's only your first hit, though.
Yeah, I know, but still, 4d10, a d8, and 2d6.
I know.
That's like an average of like 67.
Yeah, you rolled 2 1s, a 2, and a 3. Oof.
Yep. All right, second strike, Life Essence Blade. That's gonna be a 15 to hit.
Hits.
That's gonna be a trip attack, whatever. Just throwing the d8 on there. That's gonna be half as much damage as the previous one. 12 points of damage. Third strike. Oh, I'm sorry. I need to add a d6 to that for Hunter's Mark. So that'll be 17 points of damage.
Okay.
Action surge, third strike. I'm sorry. I'm really struggling through this today. 18 to hit. That's going to be 17 points of damage again. And then the last one, I will put my final hit dice into it with the Life Essence Blade, and that's going to be a 25 to hit.
It's gonna hit. Hot damn.
D10, D8, D6, D6. That is going to be 19 points of damage on that one.
That was some big damage.
And I will.
He did not like
I'm
that.
Done. I'm done. Like, that's it. It's just smacks from here on out, and I will circle around to the backside.
Okay. Are you staying within his range?
Yes.
All right. That is going to bring us to your turn, Kidai. Akara, you're on deck.
I'm changing something real quick. I had a plan, and then I looked at something, and now I do not have a plan. I'm gonna do. How far away is Akare?
He's about 30 feet. You're up on a rock, and he's 30 feet directly across from you, up on another rock.
I can't jump 30 feet. Okay, I'll stick with what I got. But I'll give Akari like.
Don't die on me.
I'm coming for you.
No.
And I'm gonna try to fairy fire this dude. Cause why not?
Dex save for me.
Yep.
Oh, that is not good. An 11.
Yay! He is fairy fired.
Yes, he is.
How far up am I?
You're about 10 feet in the air.
Okay, so like not super. And Akara is about the same.
Akara is about 15 feet in the air, but just slightly higher than you.
Okay, I'm gonna start making my way to him if I can, but like kind of taking a long way around, like going where I think the baddie bad's not gonna be.
you just say baddie dad?
I said
Batty
baddie bad.
All right.
I mean, why not both?
4K no los dos. Then I think that's it for me.
All right. That brings us to your turn, Akari. Kothar, you're on deck.
I would like to.
Go.
I would like to die.
You want to go outside? You can
I
go
will
outside. Yeah.
I love that.
Forget the mute
Oh,
button.
shit. Oh, well.
I would like to cast Zephyr Strike.
All right. That's concentration, correct?
It's gonna end anyway,
Oh, that's true.
because I'm using it on this turn, and I would like to jump, basically zoot myself straight down to be next to Kidai, and as I do, I will take 2 shots once I get out of melee, which I
Does-
assume I am.
You say, does Zephyr Strike grant you no attacks of opportunity?
It does.
That's what I thought.
Until the spell ends, your movement doesn't provoke opportunity effects. So I will give myself advantage on the first weapon strike, which I will do after I get out of melee with it.
Yep.
And my speed is doubled, so I'm assuming I can make it a Kidai.
Yeah, easy
With
enough.
advantage, it's a 26 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Second strike, straight shot.
Just a reminder,
Also
you don't have
advantage,
to
Fairy
use.
Fire.
So you already have Fairy Fire for advantage.
Zephyr Strike gives me it, so it doesn't really matter. But I will roll advantage on the second one because I forgot it's very fired. 25 to hit.
Yeah, those both hit.
So both hit. Yeah, Zephyr Strike's a bonus action cast. Okay. First strike with the Zephyr Strike, which is all force damage, is 5. 13 points of force damage on the first shot. Second shot is 10 points of piercing.
On your first shot with the force damage, as the force damage kind of blows into the monster, you get the sense it didn't have as best of or good of effect as you were hoping for.
Okay.
You get the sense that this beast has hunted in these grounds of this city for a long time and has gotten used to the gravitational effects and the change of the force of the air.
Makes sense. I'm out of melee with it, though. See ya.
All right, that brings us to your turn, Kothar.
Run, jump, leap. I would like to be on the rock, please.
You got it.
Thank you. I want to be in his face. I'm imagining it does not smell good in the face of something called the Flesh Devourer.
Flesh render.
Well,
Close, though.
render, devour.
It does smell of death.
Yeah, okay. I will, a 1, 2, 3. Right across his ugly mug.
You got it.
No, I won't go reckless.
You don't have to.
Yeah, I do
Very
it for
fair.
other reasons. 16?
Yeah, I mean, that hits.
Second one misses with a 13.
Ooh, just barely.
And then a sloppy 20.
Those are gonna hit.
Slap, slap, slap. He goes reckless because he wants a new character.
No, I go reckless so it hits me and no one else. 17 on the first. 11 on the second.
All right.
13 on the third.
Didn't one of your attacks miss?
Yes, the second one would have missed. Sorry.
Okay.
It would have just been the first and the third one.
Okay. I was just clarifying. I didn't know if you were bonus action hungry jaws. So.
No, it's my bonus action to swing the sword a third
Oh,
time,
you're
so-
correct. So, all right, that is going to bring us to the Dino's turn after initiative count 20. On initiative count 20, he is going to burrow.
Well, shit. How's it looking, by the way?
It's looking like he's taking some damage. He definitely had his eye on you, Fain. He was pissed that after those after those wailings.
As he should. I'm more of a man than he is.
I'm assuming the burrow does not provoke opportunity attacks.
Unfortunately, it does not.
That's fair.
So, as they bring us to the dino's turn after he just kind of like sinks into a sinkhole in the sand, he then comes busting out under Fein on his turn with his jaws wide open, going straight up at him.
But you are getting the Arrakis treatment.
Bring it, bitch.
A 23 to hit Fein.
That just misses.
He's rolling damage dice. He doesn't even believe you.
Well, because I know he's wrong.
You said, does a 23 hit you? Yeah, Matt, you know it does. Who has that AC?
42 points of piercing damage, and you are grappled by his jaws.
You were talking shit, bro, and you just got fucked up for it.
I'm sorry I took those extra 30 HP, guys.
I'm sorry I took that 1 AC instead of the 38.
You are grappled in his jaws. On your turn, you have to try and bust out or just stay there. That is your choice.
He'll swallow you. It's fine.
Unfortunately, while you're in his jaws, he cannot slash you. So he is going to take the rest of his movement back towards Kothar and take 2 attacks towards him.
I have resistance to slashing damage from, like, total pussies, right?
I don't think so. That's going to hit with a 27 to hit Kothar.
Yeah.
Second one's only a 15 to hit, though.
Miss.
The first slash into you is going to be 17 points of slashing damage cut in half to 8. And that is going to bring us to Zamira's turn, and then Fain's on deck.
FYI, you're muted, Hex.
FYI, I forgot I'm Zamira.
I figured.
It's like, what's going on? It's quiet, guys. I'm going into fucking melee.
You're already in me. Oh wait, no, Zamira. You're not. They're trying to play the same for Zamira.
Yeah. I'm gonna do le whack whack with the staff.
I was like, Fain, you're in melee. You're in its mouth.
I know it's a common occurrence for Fain.
Oh,
29 to hit, 25 to hit on the first one, 20 to hit on the second one.
Yep.
It's gonna be 10 points of damage on the first one. 12 points of damage on the second one. Bonus action strike, flurry of blows.
Okay.
Oh, these are at advantage, huh?
Yeah.
Alright, 21 to hit. It's going to be 6 points of damage. 20 to hit. Wait. 20 to hit. 6 points of damage. Fuck.
You got it.
And then I will... Yeah, I'll skedaddle 30 feet back again.
Okay, using her ability again.
Correct.
Just a reminder, you can only use that 3 times a day.
Number 2. Numeros dos.
Alright, that brings us to Fain's turn. Fain, if you would like to break out of the grapple, you have to make a strength check, please.
That's the question.
Does it cost an action to do so?
Yes.
It will cost my action. How's he looking?
Definitely taking some damage, and he's got cuts and slashes and burn marks all over his body.
I better get out of here, yeah. Actually, let me ask you if this overrides maneuvering attack. Whenever you hit with a weapon attack, you can expend 1 superiority die, blah, 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 and a creature you can see can use its reaction to move up to half its speed without provoking opportunity attacks from the target of your attack. Could I use that?
To what?
Get out of the grapple? Get the fuck out of there?
You're maneuvering someone else, though, not yourself with maneuvering attack.
I thought it applied to me. If it doesn't apply to me, then that's fine.
Yeah, it's only someone
It
else.
says
Yeah, you couldn't move anyway because your movement speed is 0 when you're grappled. It's only force movement that will break a
It's
grapple.
true. True. All right, fair enough. Okay, so I will. Yeah, I'll break the grapple. Strength check.
Strength check.
Is it? Can I use my acrobatics?
It's a strength saving throw.
Okay,
Oh.
gotcha.
Or
It's a 12.
let me double check that.
Is it normal grapple rules?
Yeah, normal grapple rules.
Okay, so yeah, I can use if it's normal grapple, I can use my acrobatics or athletics to.
Okay,
escape.
yeah, you're good then.
Then I will use my acrobatics from 15 on the die. 15 total.
15 is gonna barely miss. I'm sorry.
That's okay. I will bonus action second wind.
Okay.
And get some hit points back.
That's wise.
And that'd be my turn.
All right. That is going to bring us to Hidai's turn. Akara, you're on deck.
17 points back, by the way.
Got it.
Muted.
Sorry. I would like to kind of jump and scramble up the rock next to Akare, if I can.
Akara is next to you. He jumped down.
Oh, he jumped down. Okay. I'm sorry. Didn't see that. Who's on top of the rock then?
Kothar.
Oh, got
Hi,
it.
it's me, barbarian, doing barbarian things.
Okay. Well, I will hand on his shoulder, do a second level cure wounds, please.
Okay.
Queen shit, saving me.
Not bad at all. 18.
I've recovered an entire strike from him.
Woo! So how are you looking after that?
I'm looking okay. Why don't you go do
Feel
awesome
better?
stuff?
I'm gonna try to do something. I don't know what yet. How's everybody else looking now? Do I need to come up on anybody
Yeah.
else?
Feign got kind of fucked up.
Did you?
All right. I'm at 3/4 after.
Oh, I didn't refresh this one. Okay.
Damn, he's
Yeah,
dead.
I'm doing
Quarters.
I got 60 out of 85. I'm doing okay.
Okay.
Not a great
Uh,
spot. I'm doing okay.
Oh, that's right, 'cause you're
I
second-winded. I was about to say, it's like, I
Mhm.
thought you took 40.
will.
I still got 113. I'm fine.
Now I haven't done this before, Matt, but it seems fun. How's Big Boy looking one more time?
I mean, you can tell he's definitely taken some damage, but he hasn't slowed down at all.
Okay. Have we hit him with anything like non-magical and seen how that works?
I hit him with force damage and he didn't like it, but piercing seemed fine.
Okay, cool. Again, correct me
Your
if I'm
piercing
wrong.
is also magical though, with your bow.
Oh, that's
She was
fair.
asking about non-magical. You guys have not hit him with anything non-magical yet.
Okay. I'm gonna try to polymorph.
You already used your action and a spell.
Oh, I
Unfortunately.
did. I was thinking wild shape, and then I was like, oh, I can polymorph instead. You're totally right. Totally right.
Become a big bear.
Yeah, why not? Cave bear.
Okay. Hidai
Which is
morphs
actually
into
just-
a bear.
Actually, just looking like a meat-based Mahobus's Twinkie to this thing. It's called a
Just
flesh
waddle.
render.
And I will waddle closer to the beastie.
Okay.
To the Beastie Boy.
The beastie boy. And I will both bite and claw.
You already used your action, unfortunately.
Oh, I did. Shit. I'm so bad at this. Yeah, I did. You're
Unfortunately,
so right.
wild shaping doesn't refresh your action. It would be
No,
nice if it
I
did.
knew that. I knew that. I just got flustered when I got something wrong, so I
It's
got
because
something
your
quiet.
heart to save me outweighed your action economy.
It's true. It's true. Okay, yeah. Then I'll just hang out and be a bear.
Taunting him in his face as a bear. Or more like at his kneecap, but... That brings us to your turn, Akari. Kothar, you're on deck.
I'll just mutter underneath my breath. It'll be like that. And I will bonus action Hunter's Mark. And go for 2 shots. He's still fairy fired, yes? Because Kita hasn't taken any damage.
Correct.
At advantage. 20 to hit. Sloppy 20, by the way. And a natural 20 on the second.
Oh.
Here it comes, man! The first I will roll without colluding the 2. Hunter's Mark. Yep, that's it. 5 and 3. 8 plus 7. 15 points on the first one. And then both dice are as they are. So an 8 and a 6 plus these 2. 6 and a 1. 14 plus 6 plus 1.
21.
21 plus 7. 27 on the second strike.
Very nice. And that's just piercing damage?
I don't double those dice. What are you gesturing for?
You did 21 plus 7 is not 27, it's 28.
Oh, it's 28. Sorry. You're right. 28. Yes, on the second strike. Sorry, and those are magical piercing.
I'm just asking if you were changing it because your bow has the ability to do so.
Yeah, I haven't done so yet because I keep forgetting to. So
you're
I'm
fine.
just saying that it's magical piercing still.
Alrighty, that is going to be your turn unless you'd like to move.
Nah, everything's copacetic where I'm at.
Alright, that brings us to your turn, Kothar.
I'll take 3, Dad. Actually, how far is Feign from me?
This beast, as it kind of like ran up and it was slashing at you, he's within grabbing distance, is just like dangling out of this creature's mouth.
Wonderful. I want to do something wacky. I'd like to sub my first attack for a shove on Feign.
And try and push him out of the mouth.
Yes.
Okay.
What would you like me to roll for that?
Roll a shove attack, I believe. It's a strength check.
Yeah, you roll to hit Feign.
Oh, to hit Feign.
Yeah, and then if he protects against it, then it's grapple rules.
That'd be a 21.
Hits.
Which I believe just moves him
5 feet.
5 feet.
Here's the question, Matt. Does it move me 5 feet farther into his mouth?
I'm gonna roll to see if he holds on to you.
Okay.
Oh, and he rolled low. What'd you say you got, a 21?
Yeah.
19 for him. So
Does he go deeper in the throat and this thing have a gag reflex?
Feign is going to fall out of the creature's mouth. And because of the low gravity rules, will not take fall damage.
Fain's having a great
Barra
time.
boys!
You're on like a roller coaster.
Yep.
But you are
Yep.
prone on the ground, Feign.
Good times, good times.
2
You're
whacks.
prostrate.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I did roll it. I would have gone reckless to hit Feign to make sure he got out. So I am reckless this turn, by the
Sure.
way. That's a 25 and a 18 for my 2 attacks. I cocked a D12. What the fuck?
How does that
Twice! Stop! Jesus. 13 on the first. 10 on the second.
10 on the second, you got it.
Mm-hmm. And I want to make myself look extra plump and juicy.
Okay.
Spank your own ass.
That brings us
Oh,
to
boy.
initiative count 20, and I need you all to make dexterity saving throws again as the wind and the air begins to kick up.
But Matt, he's fairy fired.
Oh.
Damn it.
Man, I love having a +7 on my dex saving throws. This is great.
I think that's disadvantage because I'm prone.
I don't know if
Nope.
prone. I don't think prone. Yeah, prone
Nope.
doesn't grant you disadvantage on.
Well, same roll anyway. It's 10.
What about Zamira?
14.
Oh, fuck. Whatever. Samara, go away. She got a 24.
What was yours again, Akari?
I didn't say it yet. Sloppy 20.
Oh, so Akari and Zamir are the only two that feign the blind. That brings us to the Dino's turn, and he's pissed that you knocked his meal out of his mouth. He's coming right at you, Kothar.
Mm-hmm.
Crunch.
The
All
bite
three at
attack.
advantage.
That's a natural 20 on his bite.
Yep.
This is going to hurt.
I figured.
I need to actually give me one
Use a
second.
digital dice roller for
It's
this.
just gonna be a normal attack on Kothar.
Mhm.
Let's see.
But it'll still be a normal Kothar-sized attack, because I get the feeling this thing is scaled up to hurt me.
Oh god, I rolled really good on his damage. Let's see.
90 half to 45. Take that, loser.
And,
That's the problem. Is the higher you roll, the more this does. Like,
that is 99 points of piercing damage, and you are grappled.
My God.
Cut in half to 49 points of damage.
That's an
Wow.
instant kill. For anybody else, right?
No, it has to
No.
be double your health.
that would insta kill no one. That wouldn't even insta kill Kidai.
But it would be
I
an
thought-
instant down.
Sorry, it would have killed her this round because she's lowered, but she has 52, so it's maximum minus.
Gotcha.
Ooh, that would hurt. And because you are grappled in his mouth, he cannot slash you, so he is going to turn to the other snack that is laying on the ground in front of him.
Take your strikes with advantage, Matt. Do it.
It's double advantage. You're prone and blind, baby.
28 to hit on the first one.
Oh boy.
Music
That's
is
cocked.
quite obvious.
A 19 to hit on the second one.
Doesn't hit.
First one does hit for, let's see, 18 points of slashing damage.
We take those. We take those.
And that is going to bring us to Zamira's turn.
Oh, every time. She's gonna get in there in its butt. That's gonna be. It's an advantage. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, he's still fairy fired.
Two smacks. The first one's gonna be a 25 to hit. Second
Fein, I need you to make 2 concentration checks, one for the bite last turn and one for this turn because of Hunter's Mark.
Oh, true, and it's Constitution. So I think I can technically save because the save is half of 42, right? So it's a 21.
Yeah, so it'd be 21.
Okay, I think I can technically make that. So, but I don't. So concentration drops.
Okay.
Yeah. So Zamira, first strike was a 24. Second strike or 25. Second strike is a. What is math? What is even math? 23 to hit.
Yeah, those are both gonna hit.
And for shits and blisters, let's go with a stunning strike on the first one. So Constitution save.
That's me.
If only I was a divination wizard.
If only. I'm sorry, that's a 25 on his con save.
But that's fine. So it's going to be 8 points of damage on the first one and 13 points of damage on the second one. Let me keep that story. I'm looking at Fain's character sheet thinking, like, where's the monk stuff?
Where's the monk stuff?
All right. Yeah, we're going to flurry of blows for sure. And I'm going to do acid damage.
Okay.
I need to roll to hit for that. 17 to hit.
Yep.
17 to hit.
Yep.
So that's going to be 10 damage on the first one, 6 damage on the second one.
Acid damage doesn't seem to have any additional effects.
Okay, and she's might as well gonna step out of there and take her no opportunity attacks.
Okay.
business.
That's her third, right?
All right. That is going to bring us to Fain's turn. Fain, would you like to stand up?
I would like to stand up.
Is that Kidai on deck, right?
Stand up, and I'm in melee with him still, right?
Yeah, he's like right on top of you. He's like barreling down at you with Kothar hanging out the side of his mouth.
I don't have any tricks to get Kothar out, but Kothar's fine. He's snack sized.
Looking like a T-bone steak over there.
So
gotta
I
bite
lost
the
Hunter's
teeth.
Mark. So I will use. Is anybody looking rough?
I'm good now.
Okay.
Surprisingly, after 99 damage, I'm okay.
I'm gonna bonus action healing word myself.
Okay.
Actually, no, that's Pop Tart. That's Pop Tart stuff. Never mind. I need to keep that just in case. Sorry, disregard that. I will smack 2 times with the rapier at advantage. First one's gonna have something on it. Let's see. That's gonna be a natural 20 for And I'm going to throw on the... You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Same crit rules?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's going to be fucking... I'm sorry, my head's so bad at math tonight. 16,
That's fine. It's not like you're playing two different characters.
22, 30,
What?
35 points of damage on that strike.
You didn't
I
do
rolled-
Hunter's Mark, right?
No, I did not. I rolled 2 under max, 8, 6, and 8. It's not bad. 35 points of damage on that smack. Oops, wrong thing. Second attack with the rapier. That's going to be a 17 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll do it.
13 points of damage, max damage. Shit.
13 points of damage. You got it.
Where was that max damage on that fucking fat turn I took earlier?
That's going to bring us to your turn, Kidai.
It. 15 plus 7, 22.
Yeah, that hits.
11?
11's not going to hit, unfortunately.
No, 11 was the damage.
Oh, 11's the damage.
Yeah, and then 16 plus
16's going to hit.
7, so. That is 6. Ooh, that one sucked. So 19 total damage. And
19 total
then,
points of damage.
can I skirt around him? I assume Feign is still within melee.
Yep.
Can I skirt around to get closer to Feign?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh wait, is he still fairy fired?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't take either of those at advantage. Should I just? I'll bite this one. I'll remember next time.
It's too late, unfortunately. I'm
No,
sorry.
totally fine. Totally fine. I'll bite this one.
All right, Akari, that brings us to your turn. Kothar, you're on deck.
Oh, you know what it is. I'll just go ahead and take 2 shots at him. No big deal at advantage because he's very fired because Kidai's fucking awesome. 27 to hit.
Yep.
22 to hit.
I should mention he's
he's-
looking pretty damaged.
He's still Hunter's marked, so here goes. I'll just do both at the same time and give you the total. Since they're all piercing, I did not do any sort of force damage business.
Okay.
So, 2, 29, 3, 32, 36 points of damage.
36 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
All
From
right.
both the strikes.
That is going to bring us back to Kothar's turn.
2 whacks, and I'll bite him for a bonus action just to spice things up a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, that first one's a 27,
Mm-hmm.
and then a sloppy 20, and the bite will be a 19.
Yeah, those are all going to hit.
Do it, big man.
The sword is 15. The axe is max damage, baby.
Nice.
18, and the bite will be 12, and I'll take my 5 temp HP.
Yes, you will.
33 plus 12 is... Whew. Damn, dude.
Oh,
Wait till I
man.
get Great Weapon Master.
That is going to bring us to initiative count 20, and you guys watch as the sigils on the stone begin to glow a bright white again, and then that wave just shoots out from it. I need everybody besides Kothar to make a strength saving throw, because Kothar can't go nowhere.
Damn. You hate to see it. Strength?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't just like take it. I just.
Well, yeah, you can't get flown anywhere.
Oh.
15.
And
13.
And Zamira?
Hex. Samara.
Who's the Mira? 20.
Kidai, what'd you have again? Sorry. So Kidai was the only one that failed.
Yay!
Sorry. And you will take. Wow, only 6 points of force damage, and you are knocked back 5 feet and prone.
And I have to roll for Fairy Fire, yes?
Correct.
Is that advantage or no?
If you're a warcaster, which I believe you are.
Yes, I am. I got a natural 20.
Yeah, you're good. All right. That is going to bring us to the dino's turn. Kothar, I need you to make a strength saving throw as the dino tries to swallow you.
18.
And 18's going to barely make it. Oh. He is then going to take his other 2 attacks. Yeah, he's going to take his 2 slashes back into Feign.
Bring it.
Oh, first one's low. 18.
Doesn't hit.
I didn't think so. Second one is low. 19.
Hits. Just sorry, wait, fuck. I don't know why I said that. Doesn't hit.
I was gonna say, I thought you were 20 now.
Yeah, 20. Math. Hard. Sorry.
Oh, man, that hurts. All right, Zamira.
We have 2 characters unironically with 20 AC and no magic items. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Magical boons count as magic items, kind of.
Yeah.
I think so.
Technically, you know. Zamira's gonna try something funny.
Really goofy mood.
I'm in a goofy mood. I'm gonna monk shit, and I'm gonna see if I can monk shit up the back of this dino and get to its head.
Sure, you can run up its back onto its head.
Yeah, I'm gonna wall run using the spines kind of to pop, 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 pop. And then I'm gonna stand on top of its dome and sort of brace myself against the horns and shove the immovable quarterstaff into its gullet as far down as I can get it.
Ooh. There's no way you can get it like into its mouth.
Then
You'd have to get it past a Kothar.
Shove it in its eye.
can I? Is it like, okay? So it's got its mouth open, right? It's got it around Kothar.
Yeah,
Is
its
there
mouth is
any-
like closed around Kothar because he just tried to swallow him.
Is there any clearance like back at the gums?
Maybe small ones. It's gonna be a real high DC. It's gonna be like 3/4 cover to try and hit it.
So technically, it cost me my action to activate the immovable part of this quarterstaff, so I would have to just put it in there and activate it. But I want to do it. Can I go back and Thanos him? In a cloaca?
Oh,
Oh my
what the
Alright.
fuck?
So okay. So I will just, I guess, standing on his head, do the whack.
Let him go. Let him go. Let him go.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck it. I'm going to make the attack. So you're fine. 13 to hit.
No.
Doesn't hit. 18 to hit for the
Yep.
second. Alright, that's going to be 6 points of damage, and fuck it, let's go for a stunning strike.
Yep.
Constitution save from you.
She gotta be getting low on key points.
She has used 1 per turn, and this is the 4th round, so
That's gonna be a sloppy 20 on his con save.
that fails, actually.
Okay.
Bonus action, just 1 smack.
We're so
With,
passive aggressive during combat.
25 to 24 to hit. That's going to be a 10 points of damage of cold damage.
Does not appear like the cold damage had any additional effects.
Okay.
All right. That's gonna bring us to Fain's turn.
God, I'm so confused tonight. I'm like, what? Who's next? It's me. right.
Keyed eye on deck.
So Feign is going to he's going to stay in, but he's going to switch. Kothar's still in the jaws, right?
Yep.
I think Kothar's probably having a pretty good time up there, so I'm going to again ignore that. He's where he wants to be right now, and so I will just attack. I'll attack with the rapier, and I will to be stabbing towards the neck area.
Kothar's in
Nice.
the warm mouth of a man. That's where he wants to be.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
17 to hit
Yeah.
on the first.
It's fucking great.
Fuck, double threes on the second one. That's gonna be an 11 to hit. So be 12 points of damage, and that's my turn.
What was the damage on the first one?
12, and I only hit with the one.
Ah, I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Would you like to move it all?
No.
All right. That brings us to Kidai's turn. Akara, you're on deck.
Muted myself. Bear shit.
Bear
Ooh, yucky. 16.
shit. Yeah.
Oh. One is 9 points of damage.
She's looking pretty
I
hurt,
rolled
guys.
Bad. 19. So. 11.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Would you like to move?
I want to stay close to Feign, who did not take any damage this round, if I'm correct.
Did not.
Okay. Stay right there.
That is going to bring us to your turn, Akari.
That's still the fairy fire ring around his horn, isn't it?
Yes.
2 shots. 22.
Uh-huh.
17.
Yeah, those are going to hit.
Yeah, I'll just do it all at once and give you the final math. It's pretty good damage. 8, 16. 34 points of damage.
10 points over what you needed. How would you like to do this?
I want to, if I can, as I draw back the Umber Bow and it forms, or not the Umber Bow, sorry, Emirath Betrayer of Skies, and it forms into another one of those ethereal arrows. I would like to sink one straight past Kothar as he's kind of flailing. It'll just go in between his armpit and the gap of the mouth, right into the back of the throat, and then I want another one to go for the jugular and just kind of start this bleeding out process where Kothar can go in and just fucking rend with the side of the jaw as he's just falling. This, you know, like what? This thing's like 20 feet tall. He's just falling. He's just.
Remember, we are in low grab, so it is a slow motion fall.
It is a slow motion fall, but this beast is still heavy, and its weight is pushing you to the ground as you're like chopping off the lower half of its jaw, Kothar.
Kothar will come out covered in its gore, a little bit of his gore, and just a lot of fucking drool, just like a wet dog. I think that went pretty well.
Fain will like wipe like some drool off of his leg where it's been serrated, like rub it off and like just put a sloppy hand on Kothar. Yeah, that was good.
Anyone need a jaw? I got like half of it off already. We could just, you know.
I'm actually all full up on random teeth and things for now, but thank you.
Fair.
Yeah.
Any more like teeth, and we're gonna start looking like a witch's shop. It's gonna be a little strange here.
It's already a bit strange, but yeah, teeth is not good for now. Oh shit.
You all right there? You need like
Just-
a little bit of like.
Yeah, I got him.
I've never been chewed on before, like that. It was
Like that? You've been chewed on in other ways?
Stop
Yeah.
that conversation.
I mean, lots of times, I guess.
I will start
Congratulations.
slowly patching up Akari.
I will second level cure wounds, Feign.
I
I
will
guess I'll
second
patch
level.
up Akari myself.
I will second level cure wounds Kothar. Once he's
It's
done
like a
patching
big
himself up.
It's a big old circle jerk of healing that ends with Fain.
18.
Fain has selfishly got his hands crossed across his chest.
16 to me and you, Akari.
18 to Feign.
You can still use a cure wounds, I imagine.
Yeah, unless we're gonna like chill for a minute.
I don't
I-
think chilling here is the place.
Yeah, no offense, but it's my boon of dragon blood, so it's free. Here you go. Yeah, I rolled great. What's a 8 and a 7? 15 plus 2, 16, 17.
I'll take it. Thank you.
And for reference, DM, I used a boon
Yeah, I heard you.
for that one. So it doesn't cost me a spell slot.
It does not, but it is a long
Wow.
rest.
Mm.
So, as you guys are kind of sitting here and trying to dry off the drool and the blood, patch your guys' selves up as best you can before moving on. We're gonna go ahead and take our break.
Oh,
Let's go, baby. Did the monster have any treasure on him?
I don't know.
he had a whole
Can I-
satchel that we just didn't
Can I
see.
can I just look? I just want to take a cursory check over the body and see if, you know what, I'll do it like this. If there are any parts of his body that have interesting physical properties or potential for use in some sort of crafting.
That wasn't me, right? I heard you guys heard that too.
When we get back, we'll roll for it.
Okay, deal.
Roll to check his Buddhist.
Beepus.
Wow.
Alrighty, guys, don't go
Okay.
nowhere. We're going to continue the adventures through Yoldenheim whenever we get back, as these guys continue to investigate the ruins of High Pass. We'll be back in a couple minutes. Don't go nowhere.
Get yourself some water.
99?
Yeah.
99!
It's, it was 4 D12s plus 8. And then I rolled like 3 12s on my D12s after getting that crit.
You're gonna kill someone if you're not careful.
Yes.
in the spirit of Ren Fair, I wanted to show you this comically oversized pauldron that I now own.
There's been a costume change, Chad.
It goes past my elbow. It's too big. And if I wrapped it around my arm, it would fully engulf it.
Please visit your local hydration station. Friday Night Dass will be back with you shortly.
Somebody clip that shit.
Oh, the problem is, even if they did, I would have to go and do a singular recording because it's all messed up with the break scroll music.
What do we do if we're already wet? You know what I'm saying?
Swear to God, I'm gonna mute you.
What
Do
the
it.
fuck is
Let me-
wrong with you?
Let me be
I
free.
said hydration and you went to wet. I mean, yes, I understand they're in the same realm, but they didn't have to be. What's wrong with you?
Life is what you make it, baby. I make it rain. It doesn't actually when the arm thing's around. It's just so big and the
That's good, Hex, but I'm gonna need a couple of those top strings loosened.
Yeah, you're right. I just
There we go. Yes.
get rid of those strings.
Yes. No strings attached.
No strings to hold me down.
Let's go.
Ain't got no strings on me. I'm a real boy.
Unless we
I need-
establish a safe word, then there better be fucking strings.
If I got this chest strap, I think we're gonna punch a hole in the leather and trim it down and be able to maybe use this functionally for Ren Fair, but right now it's kind of
You're not gonna need to reach up for Red Fair.
Where'd you get that one from? I was just looking for some.
the pauldron or the shirt.
Yes.
Amazon. Everything on
See,
I would
Amazon-
prefer
I might as
not
well
to
let
give
chat
money
see.
to. Yeah, I don't want to give money to fucking evil
I just
corporation.
Daddy
I was-
Bezos.
You don't want to give more money
I
to
was-
Bezos?
No, I
I
don't.
was looking at.
That
I was
Except,
looking
Bezos, if you want to give us money, we won't object.
That's true.
I was
Answer us, Daddy Bezos.
I was looking on Etsy and it was so expensive. You're looking for like a leather shoulder piece like $600, and I wanted to do something bespoke, but I was just like I can't afford $90 for a linen T-shirt,
Yeah.
you know. And so I was just like I had to go Amazon.
Yeah.
And it
No,
was-
I've been looking at Amazon too. They don't have the ones that I like that I really want, but I might have to just try something for the sake of trying it.
I wonder if I could just
Amazon's where I have
justify
my
a price point by lying to myself and saying it'll be my only Ren Fair costume.
Hey,
No, it
hey,
won't.
what if they're your only two? Then you gotta
See?
get two. And then you don't have to do laundry.
If there's no shoulder exposed, I'm flipping the table. Oh wait, that's even better.
That is funny.
Shoulder protection.
Hex, I would like
If I
you
would-
at one day if you ever do something bespoke for me. That would
just
be,
take the shirt off.
There it is.
my. Okay.
Oh man, we all getting into costume now?
Oh, hold on. No, I'm not. I can't sit comfortably.
With the ears. Oh boy.
Oh god.
Ooh, it's me!
God damn it.
I'm guessing those ears aren't even detachable, are they?
No.
They're just like a straight.
are.
No, you
part of
can
it.
buy detachable ears for the regular headset,
I just
but
love
then
that
they
it's
don't light up.
I'm just window shopping, he says.
If they don't light up, then why bother?
Yeah, true.
2 more days. I have to
So-
make it through 2 more days and I can go to Ren Fair.
Fein, make a survival check for me.
Do I get advantage because I'm in cosplay?
Mm-hmm.
Fein's shirtless. That's not cosplaying.
That's right.
Get into it.
No. Don't.
I was about to stop you. I'm fairly certain you can't show nipples on Twitch.
Yeah.
Oh, we're cut off at the nipple line. I'll be all right. I'll just sit like right here.
Band-Aids.
Your nipples are that low?
pasties.
I had a long chest, my guy.
Roll the fucking survival check. Can we?
My fingers
Give
are on
this man advantage.
my fingers are on my nipples. Can you see my fingers?
No.
Not in the overlay, but yes, in the video chat I can.
Well, that's perfect. That's even better.
Oh my.
All right. Back on track. What's that survival check?
It was a 7. I'm sorry. I'm responsible for it tonight, Matt.
Oh god, a 7.
7.
You can't tell heads or tails on this beast. What might be useful, might be not. It's got some really sharp serrated teeth. It's got blue and red scales all down it. It's got a foul stench coming from inside its mouth.
Yeah, I got those. I got sharp teeth in my bag. I got red and blue scales in my bag. I'm good.
All right.
I've already been to this store before.
Have you though?
Yeah. It's the Oldenheim storefront. It's just dangerous beast materials.
We're at the point in the supply chain where supply has outweighed, production capacity.
You just haven't stopped to actually build anything. You're just carrying around a fuck ton of supplies.
We don't have time. I've got a whole backpack full of just skin and teeth.
I mean, you have time.
Memories.
You just gotta give up doing some other stuff.
Yeah.
That's not time then.
Damn, I'm gonna hop, skip, and jump back over to the crystalline structure and continue to look for things.
What are you looking for on it?
Not the giant Loxolite piece that can't be pocketed. I will look for...
I mean, that is the crystalline structure, is the giant
the
piece.
entire thing is the...
Yeah, it's one massive piece of Loxolite metal that has been enchanted.
So it's not like an office building underneath where they do like...
Roll percentile dice for me.
What? Okay. Oh, I know why. Wait, that is not even... I rolled a d8. What am I doing?
That's not part of a percentile.
It's not. It's d10. 56. 56.
56. You know that there are a whole network of tunnels and underground rooms that were used as safe houses, bunkers that run throughout this city. There's not one under the transient pylons just because of the sheer power that it takes to power them. But there are power station rooms below them where aether crystals were stored to funnel power into the transient pylons. And there also is a safe house not far underneath the massive pyramid. Don't remember why it was stationed there, but you do remember that it was there.
It's pretty useful. So I'm imagining transient pylon fell over kind of like...
Yeah, it's sitting at an angle, like basically embedded in the ground.
And I'm guessing the power storage underneath is covered with debris.
The whole ground around you has been like from those forces and those blasts that have come out from the pylon. The ground around you has basically been pulverized into sand, and that's why this crater looks the way it does. But you remember the general area of where the latch that led into the power station room underneath is, and if you dug around that area, you could probably find it.
I'll be like Yoda on Dagobah, just kind of sticking my stick in the mud here.
Make an investigation check at advantage.
I'm so distracted by this fucking man and his also the dog.
I'll say it's not the dog.
I'm distracted by both. There's too much action going on my screen. I don't know what's going on.
Man,
investigation 16.
There's just the peak of that hood holds mysteries that I want to explore.
I know.
There's so much real estate in there.
So much secret.
I was just typing it hides my secrets in chat.
Did you say a 17?
There's a small voodoo cult inside the hood.
Yeah, I did.
After pushing away various parts of the sand, you eventually see a section of the sand where the latch is. You kind of just get tired of digging, take an arrow, kind of shoot it at the ground, and the force of the arrow just kind of dissipates all the sand away, and you now can see the latch standing where you remember kind of leads down into a power station room.
I'll shout over to everybody else to mosey on over.
No, I'm gonna take the time to actually work on my leatherworking.
Yeah.
I've got time.
Fine, I'm going.
I'll open it.
Douches.
Okay. You turn the circular handle, and then you can hear like the release of air, as if this place hasn't been opened in a very, very long time. And you pull it open.
Nice
You can
hiss.
see there is a ladder that leads down underneath.
Well,
Speaking of, can I call out to Kita and see if I can have my goggles back, unless she's coming with us? She's busy
All
fighting.
yours.
Okay. Yes, I was about to say, like, she's busy fighting doggos.
Looks like the ladder descends about 10 feet below the ground.
We'll go.
yep, I will grab it with one hand and I'll George of the Jungle swing down, light a torch, and see where we're at.
As you kind of get down in there, the air is stagnant and almost like dry. Like this place hasn't been opened in years, and there's like a dust that just kind of like floats throughout the air as you're kind of looking throughout the room. You can't help but like instinctually like just like cough from the sheer amount of dust and debris through kind of floating throughout the air. Looks about 10 feet down the hallway, opens up into a large circular chamber where you can see there is a bunch of... You have dark vision, correct? Remind me.
No, I lit a torch.
That's right, you lit the torch. I forget Fain's the only one in this group that has fucking dark vision.
Why would I pick a character with dark vision?
It's boring.
Well, on the outskirts of your torchlight, you can see there appears to be another set of aether crystal canisters with various wires running from the canisters up into the ceiling. Most of which look damaged.
Do any look similarly sized to the one that we nabbed earlier? And in decent
They're all
condition, I should
similarly
say.
sized, but as you get closer and take a closer look at them, these ones aren't filled with aether crystals. They're filled with small shards of luxlight.
Okay. Do any look like they're in decent condition?
Roll intelligence check.
Man, you do a lot of intelligence checks for a party full of fucking dummies.
You asked a
13.
lot of questions that require someone to be intelligent.
Fuck you. 13.
All right. Looking him over, yes, I know. I have to separate you two.
I didn't do anything.
I'm not
He's
talking
literally
about
wearing
you.
shorts on his head.
It's not shorts. It's a form of muumuu, medieval muumuu.
Medieval moon. Oh, like a chemise, something.
It's a chemise, yeah.
Chemise.
It's a cod piece for his brain.
Bought it from Gap.
What does a 13 get, Tia? What do I earn with my 13?
Looking at the various crystals, something kind of sparks in your mind, and you remember from the diary a mention of a passage about how Kalu created these Loxlight hearts, and then Turgeon took them and created them into Loxlight batteries because there was no aether on the on the strange planet in which they had landed. You get the sense that these are the spent Loxlight batteries that they used to get back to Tilstaria.
None of them seem to be in a functional, powered condition.
They don't seem to emanate any arcane energy anymore. As batteries do, these ones look to be spent.
All right. I'll just... Kothar, I think there's nothing for us here. And I'll swing back up the ladder.
I'll follow.
How much leatherworking did I get done?
Up to like 10 minutes.
Is that enough to finish a piece?
No.
Studded leather? Okay. So I'm 9 hours and 10 minutes into my studded leather upgrade.
Okay. Where are you guys heading?
I guess it's time to head to the pyramid.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Time is of the essence. And this seems like a poor place to stay with the sand exploding with monsters.
Yeah. I mean, we've been worse places, so I'd certainly prefer the sand demon to the dragon forest.
I agree, but how about neither? And we just go.
Ooh, I do like neither. I'm a big fan of Sangara, just kind of like getting drunk, eating
Peaceful.
food.
Yeah, peaceful.
I mean, that'd be the preferred. That is my, as Akari calls it, like favored terrain. You know, mine is drunk in a bonfire.
When we get back to the mainland, Kothar, you and I will have a good time.
I mean, we haven't really talked about it, but if you want to go back to Port Midbar, I know a great bar.
Whatever place we touch first, we'll burn it down. In a
I-
metaphorical sense.
I don't think we should burn it down. I do think I owe them a couple hundred gold for my tab, so we should probably settle that.
It's on me.
Maybe.
How about that? It's on me. First round, at least.
Kothar, I don't know what you mean by favorite terrain. I don't favorite terrain. I have subroutines for severing tendons.
That's infinitely more horrifying.
Did you say tendons?
Yeah,
Tendon.
that's what connects joints.
Yeah.
Technically, it connects muscle to bone, but
They die all the same.
it's true.
Also, a horrifying sentence.
Mhm.
Let's keep moving. Find somewhere to rest
Please.
and get closer to the pyramid.
As you guys continue throughout the ruined city, drawing closer to this massive pyramid that looks to have been structured and built to withstand immense amounts of pressure and force. There are barely any stones that seem to be unmoved or damaged from whatever happened to this city as it crashed. A few that are maybe missing here and there, cracks throughout the steps that kind of lead up to this singular metal sphere that kind of sits atop. You can see there are vines and various bits of flora that have algae that have grown up the sides and all over the set of this pyramid.
How big is this pyramid? Like, how are we? I'm assuming as we're climbing up of it, like, is this like a 30 foot by 30 foot, or is this like 300 feet by 300 feet by like 10 feet tall?
It's about 30 feet wide and about 150 feet tall. It's a tall pyramid. Very
That's a steep
very,
That's a
very
steep
very
motherfucking pyramid.
slender. Yes.
That's a fucking pillar. That's a.
It's about 45
like-
by 45 at the bottom and goes all the way up to like 10 by 10 at the top.
It's like crawling up on his Ultroy's wings while it's vertical.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong.
Can we even ascend it? Or
Yeah, there's steps.
all right. Well, after those, I'm gonna need a fucking pizza because that's a stair climber. But sure, we'll ascend.
We'll ascend.
As you guys ascend the top of the pyramid, you reach the top where that massive metallic sphere, the iron wrought bars, they're kind of all torn and warped together. And it's kind of hollow. You can step in between and through the sphere. There are just these bars that are kind of holding it in this sphere-like shape. And there is a kind of small beveled indent in the center of it.
Guess we'll go in.
I mean, it's only like a 5-foot bevel.
Hmm.
Ooh.
Akari, roll a history check for me. Yeah.
This is another intelligence thing. You know how bad I am at these. Okay, every time I say I'm bad at them, I roll okay. Yeah, 15.
That's the trick.
15. As you kind of like get to the top of this and you're kind of like looking it over, you remember like seeing a rough sketch of something like this, and you pull out the standard operating procedure from the ship or the directions for this city, and you start flipping through the various pages until you find that sketch on that same paper. This is the Singularity Engine.
This pyramid.
Yep.
Do I have... I don't think I've read enough to understand what the Singularity Engine specifically does.
The only thing that you've gotten out of it so far that you've read and understand that it does, it is the part of this massive floating island, this massive floating city that pinpoints the location, that
Okay,
allows
so it's like
the city
it's
to
like
transport.
a wayfinder.
Yes, allows this city
Okay.
to transport throughout the plains.
Like an astral compass.
Yes.
Gotcha.
It's like
What are you
a,
laughing about now?
it's an astral
What?
compass.
You put the emphasis on really weird parts of those words.
Because I was... Fuck.
Nope, stop it.
Ass.
I'm not defending
Troll
myself
compass.
anymore. Astral.
God, I hate you guys.
Compass.
Compass.
Ass.
Give the fucking pyramid.
Are we still live on Twitch? We don't even stay on topic.
Good question.
Isn't it against TOS to not stay on topic or something?
No. What dumbass?
I'm joking, but like this amount of rambling and fucking falling off the rails doesn't make any sense.
Shh.
Okay, so this astral compass doesn't have a purpose to us other than its integrity, which is very intact.
Here's that way.
Okay.
Can we fit it in the bag of holding?
No.
Feign writes this down in the journal that he's been keeping of every single thing that's happened since the start of this Oldenheim thing. That was a joke. Feign doesn't even remember half the shit that happened.
I was gonna say I don't think Fane's written down anything.
No, he is not.
It's doing.
Well, this is all incredibly captivating, but these seem so... I guess I fail to understand what any of this is for.
It's ruins. You know,
Sure.
it doesn't serve any purpose for us other than to dig through them and see if... Look, I get it. And I'm sorry. I want to keep digging for answers if there's something else to dig through.
You're right.
And I know we're not finding any. I don't know what to say.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's just this is beyond me. I don't understand it. And it's
I hardly do. It's flashes of memory that isn't even me. So I understand. I mean, I'm trust me, I'm as frustrated as you. I do want to find the answers and get the fuck out of here because this is a whole life that I never lived.
I understand.
And I've got other people to care about now. And if I can do something for whoever's left, then I can do something. But we've got bigger fish to fry. Because if we don't fry those fish, we'll be dead. How about one more stop?
Sure.
How close are we to the bell tower, DM?
About an hour's travel.
Is that with the cut around outside of the city or with a straight shot?
That's with a straight shot. Around the
And
outside of
remind me-
around the outside of the city, if you're trying to avoid the patrols that you saw, or like for sure avoid them, you're gonna look at maybe like 2 hours to 3 hours. We're going around the outside of the city.
I forget which quadrant. Actually, hang on. I think I wrote it down. No, I didn't. Which quadrant was the bell tower in? Because I know the patrols in the northeast
It was
and
in
the eastern
the
side.
northwest.
So we're going in dark. Well, Why don't we do a straight shot and maybe I can let us sneak past. And then we can just come out on the northwest side and head out if we don't find anything.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Okay.
Let's do it.
We'll make our way to the northwestern bell tower.
Okay.
Or sorry, yes. It is the northwest quadrant to get to the bell tower.
Yeah.
If/when it seems impending that a golem is nearly upon us, I will cast Pass Without a Trace on all of us.
Okay.
If you'll allow that sort of wishy-washy, timey-wimey stuff.
That'll rely on your passive perception.
15, I
yeah.
think. 15.
Okay. So, as you guys are making your way over there, you indeed do hear a golem moving off in the distance as you're moving throughout the streets.
I'd like to try to throw us, if I can, between some alleyways and cast Pass Without a Trace on all of us.
Easy enough to do.
I will also draw on Emirath to cascade shadows.
Okay.
In the, I guess, depending on the time of day, but I'll just draw the sunsets or the shadows that the alleyway casts to me and to us, I suppose.
It is getting late in the day because you guys have been traveling, done a lot today. So the sun has begun to set. It is easy to kind of hide yourselves into the shadows and kind of meld into them. And as everybody does, everybody roll stealth checks for me, please. Don't forget your plus 10.
18.
26 for Feign and a 35 for Zamira.
Jesus
A natural
Christ.
20.
Othar?
With my plus 16, 17.
Oh no.
37.
Luckily, 2 other people in this group rolled absurdly high.
We always do. It's the 2 decks, Stealth, Akari, and Zamira.
Yeah. And you can't critically fail on ability checks. So, as you guys move ever so slightly with Kothar kind of bringing up the rear and crunching throughout the streets, still quietly, and thanks to Pass Without a Trace, as you guys are kind of moving throughout the alleyways and the sides steps of the... making your way towards the sept, and you can see the bell tower, the ruins set of this bell tower off in the distance. And as you do, you can see, as the sun has begun to set, a red glowing light from the other side. And if you continue on your directly path without getting out of the street, you will run into the golem.
Okay. Can I just kind of like hold us up for a moment and just have everybody wait as it passes through?
Yeah, so you kind of pull everybody into a side alleyway. You guys wait about 15 minutes as the massive footfalls of this golem make its way through the street and past you guys, and then disappears around the corner again. Wait a little bit longer, about 5 minutes, to make sure it's out of enough distance away, and you guys continue into the abbey, this small area where this bell tower and this sept were built on. As you kind of pass through the ruined section of this archway, the areas of this archway just laying in rubble in front of you, the area turns from a cobblestone into a small grassland area. There are various what remains of shrubberies and bushes and various flowers that kind of pocket throughout this abbey that have been long since overtaken by weeds. There are sections of the walls that surrounded it that have since crumbled and just lay in ruin. The whole roof of this chapel, this sept, caved in, and sections of the bell tower are just kind of like shattered and missing, where whole walls looks barely intact, and a single blow might just send the whole tower toppling over. But yet again, as you enter into this abbey and you're looking at it off into a distance, the bell once again rings out. No one hears it but you, Akari.
Can I just, lightly as it rings this time, hum and try to harmonize the tune?
Sure, make a performance check.
I'm rolling like a god tonight. 19.
You get the tune pretty close.
Because my charisma sucks. Well, sucks relative to the party. Only got a +1 and everything. Like the rest of us do, because we rolled really good on stats.
You're able to fairly well mark the tune of the massive bronze bell that hangs in this bell tower.
And I'm assuming the city guard golem has kind of gone a fair ways away.
Yeah,
So
it's
if
gone.
possible,
It's gone a fair ways away.
I'd like to hold the tune and just kind of cross the grassy courtyard in front of me
Mhm.
over to the sept, I suppose, if that's the proper term.
There was once what appears to be a well-laid brick path that led into it, but has since been overtaken and shattered by the varying different shifting of the elevation of the land. It kind of cracks and breaks in areas, and there's weeds and vines that have kind of overtaken it and kind of hide the areas of it, but you can still follow it well enough towards the front area of this bell tower, this sept, this chapel. The door lays in shattered wooden pieces, fallen over. The back half of the wall, as you kind of like walk up the steps and peer in, is completely missing, as the back wall was just blown out.
Symbology, iconography, anything?
Make an investigation check for me. Or perception. Are you looking, or are you actually getting in there and looking?
Well, I was gonna look and then enter if nothing.
Okay, perception then.
14.
14 will do it. Give me 1 second. I can give you an accurate description of the symbol. If I can find my notes on it. Where'd it go? There it is. There is a massive circular symbol, and in the center of the symbol there is like a singular green hill with a large tree growing out of it, but no leaves are on the tree. Massive amounts of roots that kind of grow outwards, and there is a singular six-pointed star in the center of the tree.
I'll just kind of indicate it to the rest of the group. Doesn't mean anything to me. What does it mean to you?
Does it mean anything to Fein?
Yeah.
It bears a vague resemblance to the symbol on Kidai's chest that she found. But there's things about it that are different. It's not the exact same. It definitely has similarities, but different in nature.
When you say different in nature, like different elementally? Like, is it, mine is very like green and lush? Is it?
Yes, yours is very green and lush. This one is more like symbolizing longevity. The roots growing very long, the branches growing very long, but nothing on them.
Hmm. It's nothing that I've seen before. Nothing that.
Nothing that you've seen before. Roll a religion check for me, Akari.
Oh boy. Another intelligence. That's cocked. I would have taken that 18 though.
I bet you
14.
15?
14.
14. To your knowledge, you've never seen this symbol before, but yet feels familiar. There's a certain calling or a certain resemblance to it that you feel a connection to.
I'll walk in.
As you kind of like pass in, stepping over the various sections of the crumbled wood and stone of this building, and find yourself in the caved-in roof section of the sept. Looking around, there are various where there would have been pews where people could have sat and prayed, or sat in for a service of sorts. An altar on the far end of the room that now lays cracked in half and crumbled into the section of the center. A podium, a stone podium that still stands, but sections of it are cracked, and a whole section of the top that has just fallen off and kind of sits to the side, laying in ruin. There are vines that have since grown in up through the stonework and kind of overtaking the inside of this. And growing up and over the walls, you can see the vines and various weeds that have begun to overtake the inside of this old chapel.
Suppose I'll just wander up to the podium.
You do.
Nothing in the cubbies of the podium, I suppose, would be the proper word.
Fortunately, this is a stone podium and there are no cubby holes.
Is there any symbology, like, behind the podium on the floor or on the wall behind the...
Go ahead and make an investigation check for me. And we'll say Zamira helps you.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's good, because that was a fucking 4. Okay, well... 16.
16. You find more of those same symbols, the same tree kind of across the floors, the walls, even engraved on the back half of the podium. And as you're kind of looking, there appears to be a latch, a section that looks like it might lead into a basement of something just beneath the ruins of the altar.
There's a latch here, but you all wanted to take a quick stop at the pyramid. Why don't we do so here?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
If it's not too much trouble, make yourselves comfortable on the opposite side of the room. And I will stay behind the podium. I'm guessing there's like a dais, like a center presentatory. I will, assuming we're getting a short rest, DM.
Are you guys going for a short rest or a long rest? Because it's getting into the late evening hours.
I suppose that's up to the group. Let's discuss it, shall we?
I feel like it's a good place for a long rest.
I mean, we could take a few hours to rest. We don't have to burn the midnight oil every night.
Yeah, I think that's kind of true.
Okay. Then I suppose the intention is to go for a long rest, DM.
Okay.
All right. Well, you rest up here and we rest over there. Would you like me to clear out the vines and weeds? Things like that?
Quite the opposite, I think.
Okay.
Hey. I don't want to pick favorites, but actually, if you wanted to join me, you can.
Yeah, of course. I'd be happy to.
I'm just gonna try something. Maybe you can help, I don't know.
Sure, what can I do for you?
You're Maeve and I'm Micaiah. I guess I'm hoping to find out where they're different.
Maybe commune together, or what were you thinking?
I don't know. Meditation, I guess you would call it, but
Sure,
maybe that doesn't apply to someone like me.
I think it does. I assume we're gonna like sit down and like face each other. I'll like druid craft the vines and weeds to kind of like come around us and form like not like a barrier, but like a circle.
Mm-hmm.
Just for us to have a space to do so. I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
For the record, DM, I will forfeit my watches for the evening.
Okay.
And I assume Kira is doing so with me
On
on
first watch.
at least the first watch.
Are we at like bedtime right now?
You've got maybe an hour before then.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can figure it
gonna-
out later.
I'm gonna just be leather working, and
Right.
I'll take first watch, and I'll leather work throughout my watch.
All right. You can go ahead and add 4 hours of onto your leatherworking then. What's that total?
15,
Getting close.
14.
Definitely getting close.
Can I say I spent the first hour before we all went to bed working on my skull?
She can. What's that bring your skull total to?
13.
You got it. All right, so you two kind of sit down. Are you casting a spell, or what are you trying to do?
Kita, I believe you said you were doing some druidcraft business.
Yeah, just kind of dreadcraft the vines and everything around us. Give us like a decent connection to nature while we try to like either get in touch with a god, meditate, or
You're fine. That's fine.
DM, I will cast Spike Growth and keep it up for 20 minutes
Okay.
as we do this.
It's kind of around you guys.
Yeah, just don't move.
Okay. But there's like sitting there working on his skull, and then all of a sudden spikes just appear all around him.
No, everybody else, I had requested that everybody else kind of...
Yeah, I know. So
Spike Growth
granted-
is a huge spell.
It is a 20-foot radius, however, I was hoping to keep it to the dais area,
yeah, that's easy.
even if that means casting it like the wall. So,
You could easily do that.
yeah, for flair. It's not a...
druid craft flowers on the spikes just to make them a little less scary.
Okay.
Thanks.
Both of you roll percentile dice for me.
I can't keep doing this, Matt. What is this, like my 4th percentile roll?
Well, what do you want me to do?
$51.
74.
There is... As the first few hours go by and you guys are just kind of meditating, and Hidai is continuing to kind of like druid craft these flowers and these various bits of plant life that kind of grow up and overtake the area around you guys. There is a section about 3 hours into your guys' watch, getting towards the end of your watch, where you're kind of like almost into a trance, where you're focusing on trying to connect to an otherworldly being, another god, to Maeve, to something. Kidai, you're having a little bit of trouble. Almost, you feel like a little pushback as you're trying to connect to another god, and you almost guess that you can hear the cackling laughter of the Verdant King from the background, but it fades quickly as you focus in on Maeve's grace, your chess piece, and try to push him out and pull her in. And as you're both staring into this trance, there's a section where you're staring at the symbol that kind of is on the back wall, that massive symbol of that same tree. And for you, Kidai, for a second, the tree begins to warp and change, and it looks more like Maeve's tree, that massive tree that you saw within the grove at the village of Singara. It looks similar in nature, but for you, Akari, as you're staring at it, the tree and the area around it begin to warp, and it's almost as if you're looking through a window into the Makaya.
Oh wow. I see a grove of home. So far.
Tell me about it.
It's a place where you walk in with expectations and you walk out without answers, but it's not frustrating. Because there were no expectations given, no explanations, but you know something's carrying it. Something's carrying you. Strangely, you just know you can keep going. It's strange. The people of my tribe never beseeched it for miracles or blamed it for troubles. It just coexisted. But it was a almost symbiotic relationship. You just strangely knew whatever Makai is an ally. But the grove itself is old. Has roots. You would think they were vines, but it's really roots. They dig deep and they're around. The trees almost saturated with them. And it's right in this nestled valley of just... Yeah, you wouldn't expect it to exist where it does. It's kind of not in the tree line when you're in the mountains. But it's still there. I don't know. It's barren, but beautiful. Empty, but reassuring.
And how do you feel?
I didn't have any victories today, but I still feel like I won.
I think you did. We were hoping for answers. And although you're looking in a place you say give you answers, at least you're looking.
Oh, we're not done yet. As I glance over at the hatch. So we'll see. Maybe the Makaya's got another trick up its sleeve for me.
One step at a time.
I'm glad you all are here.
I'm glad we're
Evidently,
here.
I couldn't have done it alone, but...
It's not about doing it alone. It's about keeping the people with you that got you to where you needed to be.
That's something you all taught me. As I kind of glance over at the rest of the group. Thank you, by the way. I don't want to exclude everyone else, but you seem uniquely able to help.
Same wavelength, maybe. Same language. In some sort of capacity, I think we understand a little bit of where each other comes from. Even if I didn't really know where I came from. So it makes me happy too. I feel less alone. Like I said, one step at a time. Are you okay?
Oh, I'm great. I mean, even if whatever we find there doesn't give me answers, I've got a lot of time. I'll find them.
How's it feel to see it again?
It's like going home.
Yeah.
I mean, the Makaya is what taught me to feel. To be more than just input and output. So, place means a lot. I guess you would say it's what made me human.
Happy for you. I'm proud of you.
I'm glad to have a purpose.
You're serving it well. They look similar, right? The two trees? We have to figure out why.
I've got my suspicions that Maeve and the Mackay aren't so far away, but
Yeah. We'll ask questions next time.
next time.
So, Feign, go ahead and roll a perception check at disadvantage for me because you're working on your leather first watch.
For sure, for sure. This is gonna go really well. 13.
As you're kind of sitting there, mending and sewing your leather together and curing what leather still needs to be cured, taking care of what needs to be taken care of, putting the studs where they need to be, kind of getting to the very end, almost good enough to wear for your studded leather, and finishing it out. You can hear the sounds of the golem as you get the sense for the first half of your watch, they got like they were farther away. Now towards the end of your watch, towards that 4-hour mark since you started working on your studded leather, you can hear the step fall getting heavier and heavier as you get the sense it is getting once again closer to the abbey. But you assume you guys are well enough tucked away inside this sept, this old chapel, that it has no reason to know that you're here. Eventually your watch comes to an end. Who's taking
I'll take
second watch?
second. And I would
That was
also
good.
like to work on my
Your skull?
Yeah.
Alright. Perception check at disadvantage, please, and you can mark down another 4 hours 3 hours onto your skull.
Wait. Am I supposed to take one?
No, you opted out for rolling to do your
Oh,
thing with
I
the
thought
car.
that was before watches. I'm sorry.
That
that
was-
was like 4
20
hours.
minutes.
That was the
We gave it
entire
all.
first watch.
That's my fault.
Oh, you're
We
fine.
gave it all up.
That's fine. I'm cool.
What you got?
Oh, sorry, I thought I already said 8.
8. You're deep in on carving out the sections of this skull in order to create a helm out of it. And the night goes on quiet. Every once in a while you hear the large footfalls of the massive golems moving, but it's hard to pinpoint where they are, whether they're behind you, whether they're in front of you, just from where you are sitting in the city. But same, your watch comes to an end. Does not seem like they ever enter the abbey and investigate anything, like they haven't heard you guys. Third watch, of course, will be Zamira. Unless you had something you wanted to talk with Akari about because he's awake. Okay. Zamira, please roll a perception check, please. Does Zamira want to work on Fain's leather too?
She can help.
Did you want to compliment him again?
Yeah, I forgot I was Samira again.
Fain, you're so good at that leather working.
And
I
such
just
a
wish you would-
gentleman.
I wish you would flirt with Feign. That's what I want, but I can't do that on her behalf. 15 for perception.
Quiet night. The footsteps of the golems seem to pass off into the distance. The sounds of the birds and the crickets kind of just filling the air, a tranquil, peaceful night.
Zamira's gonna go snuggle Kidai.
Yeah, welcomes the snuggles.
That's not true. I can't make that kind of decision for Zamira.
You can. You just won't
That's
be sleeping.
extremely in character for Zamira, though.
I'm a
probably.
big
That's
snuggly
totally-
bear.
She's gonna go. She's gonna go.
Oh!
She's gonna go snuggle Kidai.
And
Oh,
in
consent.
chat, I see consent. So
She will
Unless-
snuggle.
Oh,
and
she
she's-
does. She does say
I think
it'll
she's
be
consent.
like-
kind.
It'll be like at first it'll just be like a side, like a shoulder to shoulder thing, and then she'll like turn over and like half big spoon, half like side.
Oh, we know Kidai would be the little spoon. That's fine with me. I'm accepting that.
Sometimes, Emma, you need a wingman, and I'm your wingman tonight.
Eventually, as Zamira snuggles up to Kidai at the end of the night, her
Scan.
watch again comes to a close. That's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oof.
Oy.
Almost there, boys and girls. Then we can get the fuck out of High Pass and never look back, right, Matt?
Oh,
I don't know about never look back.
okay, it's not Oh, never mind. She took me on a roller coaster. She says I was saying it was a lesson in consent, not giving consent.
Oh,
But I do consent to spooning Kidai though.
There we go.
Kidai consents also. It's all good.
They look each other in the eyes and say,
Consent.
Oh my god.
oh God. We are not doing this.
Oh boy.
Alrighty guys, thanks for hanging out tonight. A lot of fucking shenanigans, but we got through it.
I'm so sorry.
We're slow, but we're getting there. One day we'll get through a building in less than 5 minutes.
No.
Will we though?
There's a fun in that.
No.
Okay.
No.
If that building is one half of a wall that we thought was a building.
We
And
did.
only if the wall has nothing interesting vaguely about it.
What
Yeah,
can
we
get
did.
across the
It doesn't
wall?
have
There is a
writing or
singular
iconography or
stone out of
anything.
place. We have to talk
Matt,
about that
if you,
stone.
if you spend more than 10 words on that wall, we're gonna investigate it with our shit rolls.
We
It's true.
we technically only got through one building this session because we had a sand pit and then the pyramid. And it's not
The
even
pyramid-
technically a building.
We're not even through the building because there's still the trap. There's still the latch
Yeah.
door.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which who knows what the
So-
fucking secrets that hides? Because
So we're pretty much total fucking failures. Yeah,
Mhm.
I said it.
No, we got through the. Hey, I'm calling the trapdoor beneath the pylon a building.
3 hours
Alright.
of just faffing about High Pass, like just fucking around, doing nothing useful.
Yeah,
That's
3 hours,
that's-
and most of it was Akari almost getting eaten by a dinosaur.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
what
Box, you got an inspiration.
Oh, right
God.
at the end. Cool.
At the end where he can't use it.
Where I'm gonna redeem it in less than 5 minutes. Thank you, Fantasy Animal
Redeem it
Vegan.
right now.
What am I gonna do with it?
Redeem it for that sweet
For your
level-
persuasion roll to get us to level 8, because it's a D8.
that sweet level up.
Matt?
Roll a persuasion check.
Wow.
Oh shit.
I think he's leaving this up to a dice roll. Yeah. I'm not gonna use the inspiration.
Use the inspiration, you fuck.
Use the inspiration. You.
If you're gonna lose it. If there's a chance, take it.
No, it's gonna get sent back to the person who redeemed it because I rolled a natural fucking 1.
Aww.
And I'm not
Yeah.
using an inspiration to potentially get to 9, which certainly doesn't succeed.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. That's all for us tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Don't miss next week's episode as they descend into the bowels of this sept. Let's see what happens.
Bowels.
The bowels of the sept. You sure you really want to say that?
Yeah, I do.
Mm.
You guys have a good night. We'll see you
The
next week.
sept's next episode. Next episode, the sept's bowels.
The bowels of the set.
Have a good night,
Bowels of the
guys.
sept.